Righto, guys. We are back, although this time it's Michael and Hayden, not Hayden and Gemma.
Big surprise.
Just in case anyone got confused. And we've got a very, very different pace to the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely different to the smash and bash from the last one.
Yeah, most definitely. So we've got some Fyreslayers versus some Cities of Sigmar. So it's a pretty interesting list here from the cities as well too, Hayden. What do you think about it?
I had to play Jarrod at Runax, and it was a bit of fun. This list is definitely different to what you normally see in the current AOS meta.
Yeah, 100%. You've got the list over there. Do you want to run us through what he's going to be putting on the table shortly? Although he looks like he's already thrown down the battalion or doing something like that.
That's it. So we do have a Cities of Sigmar army. It is Greywater Fastness. We do have the Greywater Artillery Company. So he has the 4 Hellstorm rocket batteries, and he's got a steam tank commander, which makes those other steam tanks on the board. So there are 3 steam tanks. They're all battle line. He has a Herocon without a battle mage on it, so it is just the +1 to hit. Yep. He's got 2 cogsmiths and a Lord Ordinator. So
do you think this army will shoot at stuff, or
nah, man, it's definitely
combat
just
focused?
Charge, yeah. Just charge into the face. And,
everything runs first turn.
That's it. And he's going up against Gavin. Now, Gavin has a Hermdar Lodge Fyreslayers list.
So this is a very different list to what we typically see around the place in Fyreslayers, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's 2 units of 5 Aura Earth Guard, 1 unit of Volkite Berserkers, a unit of 30 Hearth Guard, unit of 10 Hearth Guard, double Rune Master, 1 Rune Master, 1 Rune Smiter, 1 Rune Father. They all look the same. It's fine.
Yeah, that's it. They're all angry men with beards.
Little angry naked men. And we've got a Battlesmith and a Grimwrath Berserker.
So pretty much a cookie cutter Fyreslayers list here. And what was his first drop? Was there a big surprise in that? Do we know? Did we not see it coming?
So first drop was his Rune Smiter under the ground, going along with 10 Volkites.
Yep.
Ooh,
interesting. So, yeah, interesting. Just the Volkites under the ground. A little sneaky.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. So we got the Hellstorms down on the board now, with nothing on the table to point at. Like, lucky they've got range for days. Otherwise,
yeah. True. But the big change with the new cities book is they do require line of sight now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't actually know that, so that's very interesting.
So they do have that minimum 10-inch range. So if anything does get within that 10 inches, they can't shoot.
Yep.
And then they do also have the old 36 or 72 inch range,
yeah, it's
or
something
whatever
ridiculous.
Stupid it is.
And it's worth noting as well that the combos in this army are pretty impressive. So you're going to get a lot of +1s.
Yeah, a lot of +1s.
We've got Ordinators, we've got Herocon, so most things will be hitting on 2s.
Yeah, most things hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
Re-rolling 1s from the Cogsmiths, and then we've got
Greywater, they're getting +3 inches to their range.
Yeah, yep, and double shooting in the first turn. So it'll be very interesting because I expect to see either a lot of damage happen in the first turn, and maybe a lot of characters die.
Yeah.
Or not much happen, and then I think the cities might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, it'll definitely deployment.
Yeah, 100%. First turn's going to be a big thing, especially with this Lanklow's deployment. It actually gives enough range there that you could hide a few things around the place.
Yeah, because it's that triangle deployment at the back. Yeah. Yeah. So especially because the Hearthguard will have to start on the table now.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be any dramas from the cities on getting to those objectives?
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to let them down because of the random movement. They move 2d6.
Yep.
So they might struggle to get to the objectives, but it's going to kill it at range against the slow Fyreslayers that will also struggle to get to objectives.
Yeah, it'll be. I've not actually seen an army like this play. It's interesting that you got to play against the same thing. What did you play it with your Slanesh?
I played with the slaves, the slave Slanesh.
Oh yeah, so your Slanesh that you put a slave's label on to try and make it sound not so bad. So you played them with Slanesh.
Yeah. Hey, it was Archaon, man. Excuse me.
Did Archaon take plenty of hate from him, or what?
Sorry. So that was a rough ride for Jarrod.
Yep. Just everything was a bit too quick and too many
A little
wounds,
bit
or
too,
what?
yeah, a little bit too quick. He did the damage output from that was crazy. He just took a unit of 10 knights off the board like they were nothing.
Because what is it? It's a D3 damage off the Hellstorms
Ren 2 D3.
and the steam tanks.
I think steam
Or
cannons
D6?
are D6 and
Yep.
Ren 2 3 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
something crazy as well.
Yeah,
So it's going to be plenty of shooting going into it. That's for sure.
yeah. It'll all come down to, I guess, how far the steam tanks can move, getting these objectives.
So yeah. What have we got go down there? Oh, Lord Ordinator. The Lord Ordinator's down with the. Oh, he'd be a long way away from that artillery, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he doesn't want to be anywhere near the shooting.
And the Herocon, actually, he's probably not a bad shout putting the Herocon up a bit with the. It's got a fairly large movement, doesn't it? Was it a 10-inch
Yeah,
move?
a good place to stop 10 Volkites from popping up right within 10 inches.
Yeah, of your home objective.
Yeah, and within those, that lovely 10-inch bubble.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. To try and. Yeah. That definitely is a painful thing. Although the big blob's on the table, so it's going to be interesting. I thought that might have went underground,
Yeah.
just to try and protect it a bit. But I suppose it is juicy bait as well.
Yeah. So we've got 10 Volkites going down on the board. They're the ones with the broad axes.
Yep. Broad axes. Another thing you don't see very often, that's for sure.
No.
How's the chat going, Hayden? Have we got anyone on there? Is anyone watching? Is anyone unfortunate enough to be wasting their day?
Wes in the chat.
Hey, how you going, Wes?
Hope she's in. Zach's back. And
Oh, Zach's in here as well.
Zach's in here.
Shouldn't he be at work?
Ranger's still here as well.
Who is? So the Steam Tank Commander's just taken the field. So just trying to survey what's going on here. What have we got going down there? We'll have to find out. We'll get onto our table boss and see if we've got any interesting terrain around the place either. Is it? So they've just said that they're playing the old table, which is an interesting thing. Have you found a lot of games going like that? Do many of your games that you've been playing in tournaments, have they been rolling for each piece of terrain independently, or have you just picked a table?
Pick table 1 or 2.
Yeah, I've been doing the same thing. It's really interesting. I wonder if that's a common thing around the place, or it's just a weird Australian or a weird Queensland thing.
Probably a weird. It just makes it go quicker.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
well,
you can
they
be there
dice.
for 20
Yeah,
years.
if they made dice for the second century table,
Yeah.
I'd be much happier to play it.
That I didn't have to order from the UK.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So just.
Oh, great. That's definitely good for this game.
So there's lots and lots of arcane terrain on the table. We've just been told by a table boss. So that'll be super handy for two armies that have
magic,
no wizards. It is interesting though, because you mightn't be able to tell from the top view, but a couple of those pieces of terrains are quite good at blocking line of sight. So, which is, I imagine, why. Oh no, I suppose the deployment zone, we've got the triangle there, but it does look like that could be blocked off a little bit from most of the things on that tile, eh?
If that is the big unit of Hearthguard, that would be a very good place to put them so they can't be seen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because I don't know about you, but after the characters are gone, that would be my number one priority.
Yep, pretty much.
The big ball of death.
The big ball of death that doesn't shift.
That doesn't shift. Yeah, that's exactly right. I watched.
Cool. So down go the Lords.
Yep. So the Lords of the Lodge on the table. I actually watched these Fyreslayers play in the last game against Dave Kerr and his ogres.
Oh yeah.
And it was that 30 man just slowly trudging across the board.
Yeah.
And killing everything they came into contact with.
Yeah, right.
They just couldn't quite get across there to get the objective points up. Because he had a couple of bad bounces. It went to the Dave's deployment zone instead of somewhere that it could be grabbed. And Dave was able to just slow the berserkers down enough.
Yeah, especially with those ogres, and they're such like big board presence.
Yeah, I was surprised though. I did expect when the Stonehorn rolled into it, I did expect most of that unit or a fair few of them to die, but just bounced.
Yeah, right.
So, and then gave its life up.
Trade a 400 point Stonehorn for half a unit. Yep.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even half a unit though. Like it did 2/10 of fuck all, which I was surprised about. I thought it was, I thought it would have done a lot more damage, but it obviously did its job. It was there long enough to hold them up.
Yep, they're very, very sturdy. Those the old stone horns.
Yeah, 100%. It was interesting watching that dynamic though, because of the new ogres rules aren't slow by any means.
No, they're so quick.
Yeah, and then Dave with the Thermalrider cloak on, he's been able to just put it in positions like that, so you can use it to pin those big units out. That I don't think there's many things that could hurt that in an ogre's army unless you got a multi-charge or there was some bad positioning.
Yeah, that Thermal Rider is still a very good staple pick at the moment.
Yeah, well, on a lot of the top tier lists, you seem to see it floating around. It's like extra movement and fly is good. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But we've got another steam tank down. We must nearly run out of steam tanks. Is there one more to come? So the Fyreslayers have outdropped, and we'll be deciding who goes first. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do, Hayden? How would you work it?
Oh, if it was me, I'd probably try and give away that first turn. To be honest.
Just weather the storm.
Just weather the storm while you've still got heroes alive. Because if you try and move up out from behind that and then get shot twice, because there's nothing there that can get quick.
No.
Especially with the amount that he's putting out there.
Yeah, that's it. And waste that first turn of double shooting as well.
Yeah, that's it.
So we'll get some photos too, and we'll throw up a photo of these two armies, but both of them look really cool, because who doesn't like steam tanks? And the paint job on the fucking Fyreslayers is astronomical.
Yeah, they're both really, really pretty armies.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny just looking how few models are in that Free Cities army, eh?
Yeah.
So how do we go? We're just waiting. The suspense is killing me. We're going to have a drum roll soon to see who's taking first turn.
Yeah, it is Joel. It is Greywater.
Who's up me about playing better?
Fyreslayers are going first.
Fyreslayers taking first turn.
Here we go.
So there we go. This is going to be interesting. Just trying to get in position. I wonder where... We'll have to get onto a table boss and see if we can see exactly where all those characters are. Where are the characters? The Fyreslayers are getting using the movement rune. So watch him roll a 6 for this and just be the fastest. So that's Lord of the Lodge. Icon bearer here. The Rune Master's there, guys. And the Rune Smiter's underground. So they're all bunched around that big unit of Hearthguard.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
Yeah, definitely not a tactic I've ever seen before in my life.
Yeah, 100%.
And here comes the pizza oven.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You reckon he'll bust that early on?
Oh, more than likely.
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't think that rune came back in powered, so it'll just be, what is it, plus 3 inches of movement?
Yeah,
so that
plus 3
rune?
inches of movement. They're going to move 7.
Yeah, those little stunty legs are going to be running flat out, that's for sure.
Yeah, a whole bunch of patties running across the board.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, we just saw Paddy run across the board with his fucking Maw Crushers and wipe out all those gits, so that could definitely be a thing that happens.
I think Tim's still walking funny for a while.
Yeah, that's it. I think he was going to put down assault charges on Paddy for that. It was holy jeez. And I was only leaving and coming back, so I didn't see the centre of that game, so I left. So I was only coming in and out of the room then, and when I left, Tim was looking like he was in an all right spot, and when I came back,
yeah, it did look real well.
No, he definitely didn't look very good. That is for sure. I'll just update those command points now. So he's got 2 up his sleeve. And we've got a few prayers happening.
And we've got +1 save from the icon bearer as well.
Oh, yeah, the +1 save from the icon bearer, because that's what they needed. They needed to be a little bit more survivable.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny how Fyreslayers have swung over the years, though.
Yeah. Just going from being that army that no one took to now you just see them everywhere and they just don't die.
Well, that's because you also had to back then take it alone because there was no start collecting box.
True,
Everything came in units of 5s or 10s. Oh, was out of control how expensive that army, and it was Horde army back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you could nearly...
Still semi-horde now.
Yeah, it's still semi-Horde.
Yeah.
That big block of Hearthguard,
Yeah.
it is just wrecked.
So, I'd walk into my local and they buy the boxes of Hearthguard and
Yeah.
sixes.
Yep.
So that people can just go and come in and just pick up the 6 and then walk up to the counter.
just so they knew. Once you're committed, I guess.
So +1 to save prayer went off onto the Hearthguard as well. So they are currently +2 to their save.
So that's definitely obviously got to be part of the strategy in taking the first turn there. Like we said, we probably wouldn't have, but he's taken it, and now they're nearly indestructible as long as those characters stick around.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if that was a good play or if it was a mistake. What do we got going on in the chat, Hayden? Is anyone saying anything about anything?
No, just Wes being Wes.
Just Wes being Wes? Are we saying that because it can't be said on over the mic or what?
A little bit.
Right, so Gavin's just changed that run roll to a 6 with a command point. Because he is getting angry.
Hoofing it.
That is for sure. Angry red men against the wall of steam tanks.
Yeah.
I'm really just hanging out to see them shoot now.
Yeah. The spectacle to behold.
What else is going on in the chat, mate? Anything?
Nah. No, I'm not censoring you, Wes.
He's not what?
I'm not censoring him.
Oh, you're censoring him, Hayden. I tried, Wes. I can't actually see the chat, so this isn't my fault. This is 100% on Hayden. Just so you know.
You're going to get good at playing Warhammer.
Who said I was ever going to get good at playing Warhammer? That's why we've started streaming and that, so I can hide behind that. Yeah, I probably would have won, but you know I had to stream and help, so you know.
Yeah, that's it.
That's my story.
Definitely why we're here. Yeah. Not out on the tables.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Who asked that?
That was Joel.
Fucking Joel.
Yeah, that was Joel. Don't need a paint to stream from Zach.
What was that?
Don't need a paint to stream.
Fucking Zach. Fucking me over with my paint scores. Just always, just dragging me down, Zach. Isn't it meant to be the like Games Workshop guys' job to just lift you
Yeah,
up?
exactly. It's meant to, help with the hobby side.
Well, he did. I had to paint my stuff better, that's for sure. I was like, if I'm going to get scores like this, it doesn't matter if I'll win games.
Isn't that why you just pay hand?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Poor Ham. He's got to be getting tired now, though. By the time all the Slaves to Darkness come next week.
Yeah, that's what the whip's for.
Yeah. He doesn't need to spend time with his kids or his wife.
No. Back in the cage you go.
Yeah.
Keep painting.
So, do you think he's going to push forward onto those objectives, or you'll just tag him on the edge? And
I
then...
reckon he'll tag that back one. Try and see what he runs for his... Got.
Especially with the distance here.
Yeah.
They it doesn't. I don't think the steam tanks will be getting, unless you roll something baller, they're not going to be getting across to grab them.
Yeah, I think that back objective is kind of safe for now. It's going to be interesting to see how far he can get towards that other objective.
So when do you expect the tunnels to come up, mate?
Tunnels probably won't come up until probably next turn. He'll probably want to keep something off the board or at least a hero to keep off the board to bring up, stay with the big unit in case all the other heroes get shot off.
Yeah, that's it. But that is the only. I suppose that is an interesting thing about this list, as compared to most of the Fyreslayers lists that I've seen. There's normally a Magmadroth.
Yeah, there's no Magmadroth here.
And it's normally got something like Ignax Scales or something like that on it to make it a bit survivable. And there's none here. They're all low wound characters. So it'll be interesting to see what, with this big tower here in the way, it'll be interesting to see what can see those characters up in there. As far as shooting goes. Because if you can't, if you can get rid of those characters, I think you'll be in a real good spot. If you can't get rid of those characters, I think you'll be in trouble.
Yeah. If those doors get across, I think he's in a lot of trouble. And
yeah, most definitely.
That's the best thing to say.
Yeah, that's it. There's not. I haven't played against the new city stuff. What are they like in combat? The steam tanks?
Not too crash hot. They do have a few different attacks. Jarrod's about to go into his turn 1 now, actually.
So that was it. He's just postured.
Yeah.
So he's only capped that back objective, has he?
From the look of it, yeah.
Yep, just the back objective's been capped.
Yeah, wow.
So he's definitely playing very conservative. He's just taken
Yeah.
that turn just to get all those buffs on to make that blob indestructible. Geez, though, if those guns double, how much damage do you think they'll do?
I reckon there won't be very much left on the board if they do get that double.
So what do you...
Me, I'd be going for those characters.
Yeah. Do you think you try and tag any of the objectives or what? Or do you not run anything so you can shoot everything?
I'd just move everything up. I wouldn't run.
Yep.
That 2d6 move can either be great or it can suck. And the fact that he's only gotten one objective, he's not really having to worry about competing on those sides just yet.
Yeah, whether you want to try and pull them in, but I suppose the closer you are to the objective, the shorter the distance to get to the objective is, because they can use the charge
Yeah, exactly.
to get them a bit closer.
Yeah. So, like, the fact that he can sit back and then pop these guys off at range.
What's going on in the chat there, Hayden? Anything? I see things are binging off, but...
Apparently the Bendigo lads are just deep south.
Deep south?
Deep south Queenslanders.
Just deep south Queenslanders. I like that, actually.
Yeah.
I think they should adopt that. So what do we got going on here? Yeah. I don't know what the range is going to be from those Hellblasters. What's the movement on the Hellstorm rocket batteries?
Pretty sure it's 3 or 4 inches. Not huge. 3
So
inches. Yeah.
3 inches. So 3 inches. It's going to be a steady move across. What is the range on those things?
Cool. Soon see.
Yeah, we'll just look that up because it'll be interesting. Because if they can't shoot, then it'll be
Max 39.
max 39.
42.
So 42
yeah,
with
there
them.
we go.
So they got heaps of range.
Yeah.
But that needing a line of sight with that tower where it is definitely going to be
Yeah.
a bit of a problem. Sorry about the focus issues we're having there, sir. Guys, the camera picks up when they move under it. I don't know how we'll fix that, but we'll have to do something. That's the first time we've really had that drama.
Yeah, right.
When's the shooting coming? I just want to see the pain. I want to see the pain.
Make it rain, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I suppose at least that's one thing about the 3-inch movement. They're easy to move with the measuring sticks. That's for sure. What's everyone working on in the chat? Are we hobbying? Are we at work watching this when we should be working, or what's going on?
Focus on the game, not the chat, Mick, apparently, according to Zach.
According to Zach, no. Well, the game, there's not much happening yet. Till they start shooting, Zach, the buffs are off, mate.
Yeah.
We know the buffs are off,
Yeah.
and they're going to shoot things soon. Depending if the shooting goes well or bad, we'll know what's happening, mate.
Yeah, we'll just see how we go.
The chat's just so interesting, though, Zach. The chat is so interesting, and I can't see it, so it makes me want to see it.
So just heading into the shooting phase now, guys.
Oh.
And Jarrod has spent a CP.
So he spent a command point.
Probably do some cheeky rolls.
Yeah, I reckon that'll be a thing. Although he gets all the rerolls under the sun anyway from the engineers and or what do they call them now? Cogsmiths.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
the steam tanks are all +1 to hit now from the steam tank commander.
And then they'll be +1 to hit from being next to the Herocon, and then they'll be +1 for wherever the Ordinator is hiding around here somewhere. So there'll be hitting on like negatives.
Hitting on two.
Actually,
hitting on twos.
yeah, but it's probably going to actually make a difference because if he's at +3 to hit, he'll probably be hitting on 1. So the -1 from shooting at the characters won't matter very much, or at all.
Yeah.
So he's hit, surprisingly.
So long rifle going into.
So no wounds so far. I don't even know that I can continue speaking. I'm so excited to watch all this stuff shoot. Just want to see the pain.
Yeah.
I just want to see the pain badly. It's weird at this event because we're sort of set up in a back room, so we can't see the main venue. So we don't know. Like, there could be no one there for all we know. Everyone else could have left. We could be the only table left in here after a fire drill or something like that.
Yeah, it's the only thing that you want to do. Anyway, we're shooting into the big unit of Hearthguard as well.
Oh, really? So we're shooting at the Hearthguard.
Wow,
So he's
no
damage so far. So just keep the Hearthguard bouncing the damage. It's interesting that he's shooting at the Hearthguard and not the characters.
Yeah. Interesting choice. See how it plays out for him.
Yeah. Because that'd have to be a 2-up at the moment. Was there a 4-up save by something?
3 damage taken.
So 1 dies.
Yeah.
So 1 Hearthguard's went down. But we must be 2 steam tanks worth of shooting, so...
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if I'd be shooting at that big unit,
no. I think that's a mistake. But unfortunately, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's it. I hope it works out. There's nothing makes me happier than seeing Hearthguard die. But it's so survivable at the moment. But it definitely, that plays into Gavin taking the first turn then, because if he didn't have those buffs off, he would have been losing a lot more.
Yeah.
So there's another 3 damage down.
So that'll be 2 drops. There's 3 dead so far.
They're all immune to battle shock as long as the Rune Father's around anyway, aren't they, though?
Yep, pretty much.
So there won't be...
They won't be running anywhere.
It looks like everything else must be out of range.
Yeah.
So that the shooting phase that we've been waiting for is fizzled a bit. And here we go. We've got a priority.
Oh, priority already.
So the free cities have got the priority, or Cities of Sigmar.
Double turn, yeah, wow.
This would be interesting. Would you take this, Hayden?
I'd still probably take it, to
You
be
reckon?
honest.
I don't know. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like you're just leaving his buffs up. Like he
Yeah.
can't do the extra save again,
Yeah.
can he? Because that's a...
The extra, that's from the prayer and the icon.
Yeah.
So he can just get them off again.
Yeah, but all of his buffs are up at the moment. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
even have to get them off. It's just...
Yeah, but now he can shoot the other little units. Like Joel's saying in the chat, shooting off the small units so he can't score objectives.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The minute he moves forward, brings in the
Be charged.
be charged from those guys who can come up from the back.
Yeah. And you also now have the opportunity of getting double.
Yeah.
Whereas before, if you'd given it away, then you probably wouldn't have been real worried about that, eh?
So they've both scored 1 point each in their turn 1.
Yep. So things the artillery train's moving now, though, so we should be getting a bit more exciting. So that must be the commander. That'll be the commander there, guys. Geez, I'm good at that. Just an artist, mate. Yeah, that's it. I do children's parties, everything. So just anyone needing that, just hit me up.
Far.
Oh, so he's looking just stacking heavy. See, that is a glaringly obvious drama, as we know, that they're not ogres, so each steam tank doesn't count for 10 bodies.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I would like to see a rule like that, because, why don't all monsters have that now?
Because ogres are a very special breed.
What's going on in the chat there, Hardo? Anything exciting, mate?
Wes is definitely saying that he's going to have a bad time. Gets into combat.
What does Wes know about Fyreslayers, though, is a question.
What does he know about AOS?
Yeah, oh, Jesus, Wes. There's shots fired there, mate. Shots fired.
And Joel agrees, saying that he's probably giving away that priority.
Yep. We're just agreeing on so many things, Joel. We're agreeing on so many things. I don't like it. Feels wrong. What do you reckon we see vacate the table this time, Hayden?
Probably, if you can get in, depending on the range, probably going to shoot at those smaller units.
How many guys do you think we've got in range of this objective now?
Oh, it's tap and go, so that...
Yeah, but we've got a unit of 10 to tunnel up, let's not forget.
True that.
So, it'll, that'll be interesting there. Because we've still got that tunnelling unit, so if the tunnelling unit comes up, there's a nice big gap right there to try and get in. And there's a charge bonus as well on the The Volkites also, isn't there?
From
I don't they just get it from the trumpet or something like that? Maybe +1 to charge or something along those lines. Okay, so the unit on the center objective, which will be these guys here, that's what has been chosen for the target by the steam tank commander. So they'll all be +1 against that. So at this turn, I think we're definitely going to see a lot of this stuff
that's gonna
disappear, which is really going to weaken the Fyreslayers.
Yeah, but he'll still hold it
Getting
because
onto
he
there.
hasn't come and taken that objective off him.
Oh, yeah, for sure, but you won't be able to get anything on that side then. Like, short of running the large unit down, and if he does, then he can't be threatening that. I suppose it's a big enough unit, he probably can, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. So 4 damage up on that unit right now.
That's so it's 2 models. Jeez, it's crazy they got 2 fucking wounds, isn't it? Like, it is wild. That is for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Do you reckon you'll get rid of it?
It'll be close. It just depends on the slave from the Fyreslayers.
Yeah, so we're Oh, really? So we've just got a bit of feedback from the tables of what's going on in the main event. So it is still there, guys. So we're not just sitting in this room on our own.
Yeah, right.
But the Gordrak just got moored off the table. I wonder how many times. How many times did he have to roll that spell up?
Yeah, right.
Oh, he took 10 wounds from the maw. Wouldn't you be sad about that on your Gordrak too?
No, not really. Another 2 dropped.
Another 2. So that unit's definitely getting smaller. I'll just double check, and I'm pretty sure they get some form of charge bonus, those Volkites. You reckon the Fyreslayers are going to double back here, Hayden?
Yeah, I reckon the Fyreslayers will probably double back.
I reckon they'll double back, and I reckon if they do that, there'll probably be not much left.
No, I think it's going to be over very quickly once the Fyreslayers get into combat.
Yeah, that's it, especially that big unit of Hearthguard. But if you can move around and just keep a bit away.
Just confirms +1 from the horn.
Yeah, righto. So that's something. Not guaranteed. Not like it used to be where you got to re-roll a dice out of the charge, but you know, it's still something. Oh, no damage taken. So is that all the steam tanks are fired?
Yeah.
So all the steam tanks are fired.
So here come the Hellstorms now.
Yeah, so we've got the rocket batteries coming in now. So is this the damage dealer of the list, would you say?
Yeah, the rocket battery is definitely the damage dealer of the list. But normally it's that first turn where they do all the damage.
Yeah, because they get to double shoot.
Because
How many shots are they base? 3?
4 shots each.
4 shots. Yeah, righto. So that's a fair. They're D3 each, aren't they? And I imagine they'll still be in range of the Herocon buff and the Ordinator.
Yep.
So that will yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll see if we can drop a few. What else has been going on in the chat there while we wait for these guys to talk that out, Hayden? Anything?
Back to Cities Field. So at the back of the Cities Field, we do have the 4 Hellstorm batteries, an Ordinator, and a couple of Cogsmiths.
Yeah. So I think the Ordinator and the Cogsmiths are sort of there-ish. Now, geez, I'm good at that. I'm getting better too,
There you go.
It's just
Practice.
yeah, just practice. Just fucking spot on. Just spot on. What's everyone doing in the chat? Are we hobbying today? Are we working? Or did anyone answer that question, or they just rudely ignored me?
Zach's definitely at work, apparently.
Oh, is he? He must be on lunch or something then, for sure. So so the Hellstorms have targeted the big unit of Hearthguard, the big buffed up unit.
Nice.
Yeah. It is a lot of shooting, eh?
Yeah, it is a lot of shooting. Even with the fact that they've still got that 2-up save at the moment, it's just crazy.
Yeah, because they're ignoring half the damage that they take, and then they're ignoring half of it again off the after save.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they're just such a survivable unit at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard to shoot that unit. No battle shock.
Yeah, the no battle shock's a big thing. Like every time that I've played against them, that's the biggest thing that I've noticed about it. It's not so much the saves because you can get some crazy shit that does some crazy damage now. It's just that ignore battle shock. You can kill 10 of them and they still couldn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, that's it. There was just another 2 damage, so another one died, and that is.
So that's all the shooting again. Ooh.
Not really enough.
So do we need a battle? Are we going to get a battle shock over here? Do you reckon? These guys?
Maybe. Depends if they're in range of any banners or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we've got any characters because all the characters were bunched up on that Hearthguard unit, weren't they?
Yeah.
They should all be over there.
A couple hiding in the back. There's one on the other side of the board.
Yeah, right. So there must be one hiding in these smaller units. I reckon we're going to have some tunneling coming up now.
Be nice. Bone Daddy Mortar.
Who's D-Nice? That's a pretty terrible sounding name.
It is. Very terrible sounding person.
What does he paint his Mortark, did you say?
Yeah.
Jesus. That's a bit exciting. I didn't even think he'd have that together yet.
Oh, there you go. Putting together Kakarot. Bone Rapers. Apparently I can't read.
Oh, yeah, righto.
Makes sense why we couldn't let that score for an axe.
Yeah. I did hear a bit of shade get thrown at you about that too.
Yeah.
On the Mortally Wounded podcast.
Yeah, right. Hope if I listen to that.
Yeah, the old score sheet, mate. The old score sheet.
Yeah.
It was cool that you all did it though.
Yeah.
Like it was a team effort. Like you really were doing things as a team.
So major win on the table, minor win in the book.
Just trying to game the system. The system. All prominent members of the community too.
Oh, I mean Liam's in there.
Oh,
Oh dear.
What do we reckon the 30's going to tag that side one?
Yeah, they'll definitely come up now.
How will you ever
Even
get
with
that
a
back
cheeky
then?
run. Like, because they don't have to worry about getting up now. If they get into combat, they get into combat. But
You'd nearly be trying to, wouldn't you?
yeah,
There would definitely be a lot of stuff that would disappear very quickly if they touched it.
yes.
Because what are the steam tanks? Are they 11 or 12 wounds?
So home guards immune to battle shock within 12 inches of objective.
Yeah, true. That is true.
That's where it is.
Because I just watched that in that last game. It was rough as. When the Hearthguard, they must have been out on their own for whatever reason. They took a heap of damage from Dave's Iron Guts or Stonehorn, one of the Stonehorns or something.
Yeah.
And they measured it out because it was still like 20 of them left. They measured it out, and one model was outside of the 12 of the objective.
Oh, rough.
So then I had to take battle shock. So the next time I walked past, there was like 5 of them left, which is rough.
That is very unlucky.
And now we've got the wall up. It looks like the Fyreslayers are just going to play super defensive.
Yeah, interesting.
So that'll be
Yeah, real interesting choice there.
well, I suppose two turns are over,
Yeah.
and they've lost 5 or 6 dudes, so they're not overly concerned. They're definitely survivable.
Yeah.
They've nearly lost as many dudes as there is in the other army.
Not wrong.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually written the scores up on here, have we?
Yeah, good job.
We've been on top of that, I've just been too busy just talking to the people in the chat. Objective points. This is the first time I've been in the steering seat of this too, yeah. So watch me fuck all this up, guys. So, what did we get in the first turn? They just got 1 each, didn't they?
Yeah, 1 each.
And then, are the middle ones worth any more points or what?
Middle ones will be worth 2.
That'll be 3 for the second turn. We probably fucked all this up, guys. I'm sure the chat will let us know. Okay, no prayers this time.
So no prayers from the Earth card.
So yeah, that was like we discussed before. Giving the prayers the opportunity to fail is a big thing, eh?
Yeah. Not like this corn rubbish where they got to completely re-roll everything.
Yeah, but they take mortal wounds. Why does nothing else take mortal wounds? I suppose daughters do.
Yeah, daughters do.
But daughters, what are daughters? Does anyone even remember what daughters are?
A crutch?
Righto, we've updated that, guys. Is that all right?
We need to turn to.
So Gavin shouldn't be on that, but he's going to cap it.
Yeah,
He's
he
going to
will.
cap it for sure. So we can see into the future is what that's come down to, isn't it?
Maybe he might not get it. And where that unit of earth card is.
I'll change it if he doesn't. I don't know. Does that look like 6 inches, guys? Looks like 6 inches. It's pretty hard to tell on the stream screen.
Yeah.
But I suppose how long's the endless spell? So yeah, so if the endless spell's 4 or 5 inches long, they should be very close then, eh? What do you reckon? You reckon the double's coming? What would you do if you were the Fyreslayers and you won this turn?
Won the double.
Yep.
Probably going.
You reckon?
That big unit.
Don't think you just weather the storm again?
Because you'd be buffed up. Because he didn't get any prayers off.
Yeah, true.
So if he doesn't take it, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he could take a bit more damage, you
Yeah.
reckon? Well,
Because if the wall disappears,
oh yeah, you're definitely in trouble.
yeah.
100%. We're definitely not as on top of this, are we? Just decisions. What else is going on over there, mate? Anything?
Oh, Wes throwing shade again. What a surprise.
What's Wes throwing shade about this time?
Saying then, why am I not playing daughters if they're a crutch? Funnily enough, all of those crutch armies that I owned either sold or on the shelf. So
I like it coming from Wes though, who jumped from Feck to Fyreslayers.
yeah, right.
I suppose he did play KO for a bit, although he did start playing KO when it was Zilfin
Yeah,
and dropping down and
clown car.
yeah, just clown car and hard. But all credit to him, he did well with it.
Yeah,
With the Fyreslayers especially.
yeah. Well, like you said though,
They're Fyreslayers.
they're Fyreslayers.
Yeah, I suppose they're not really a crutch, they're more a wheelchair. Like what else? That's all their movement done.
So they're definitely holding at least one of those objectives.
Yeah.
Looks like they're trying to
Oh, it
come
looks
up
like
from behind.
no, here we go into movement phase, so we're going to have some stuff coming up here. Where do you reckon you'd come in, Hayden? I reckon that big gap here is too juicy to miss.
But if he comes up in there, it doesn't make the charge. He's then got all of that there ready to shoot at him.
It's not shooting at anything else then.
Yeah, that is true. That's very true.
And he's I don't know. It's definitely a hard one, but that is open up. If he makes that charge, he'll take that objective immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll be what's the home of each objective worth 4 points if you take your opponent. So that'll be a pretty convincing lead. Then it'll put the cities on the back foot, having to push into this horrendous blob here.
I don't think get over there.
No, I probably wouldn't. What's the movement on the steam tanks? 2d6,
2d6.
eh? Can they modify that at all?
No, you can run.
You can just run there, righto. Everything looks pretty safe at the moment, and I imagine that these guys here are probably still within 6 also. Makes it hard when you haven't got a heap of models, eh? Those steam tanks are definitely don't have a lot of board presence when it comes to controlling objectives.
Yeah, exactly. Does a lot of damage, but
You're right there, Wes. It definitely isn't any Slanesh. You'd have to be from a special sort of place to be playing the Slanesh filth.
it definitely
Were you talking about someone in specific there, Wes, or what?
cheeky bastard.
What do we got? They come down that bottom side. Yeah, see, I don't know. That's interesting to me because they'll get shot anyway, like you said, but they are not threatening that objective at all.
Yeah, exactly. So he's coming up the back, but once they get in, those batteries can't shoot.
Yeah, 100%.
So then he only has to deal with the steam tanks.
Yeah, and you're still in a good spot because even if the batteries can shoot, they have to shoot that unit of 10 because they're too frightening.
Yeah.
You can't let them be over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you just do some, because they're not super amazing in combat. You could even throw one of your batteries in them to try and pin them there.
Yeah, exactly.
Would probably be something I'd be looking at doing. Because, geez, if you have to put your shooting into them to get rid of them, especially when he's got command points up his sleeve and he's got that character right there.
Yeah.
So as long as he takes casualties properly, he'll be able to pass battle shock with these guys.
Yeah, and then keep everyone.
So if
else.
you don't kill the whole unit, you're not going to get.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. But at the end of the day, what the fuck do we know?
Yeah. Nothing apparently. So just some news from out on the floor.
Yep, what do we got?
Paddy's playing against Paris.
Oh, so it's the Skaven Big Storm Fiends, 9 Storm Fiends and 40 Monks versus the Angels that we saw in our first stream.
Yeah, that's it. And then 8 damage to the Ethereal Maw Crusher from the rattling guns from the Storm Fiends.
That's pretty good though. That's a lot of...
Yeah, it's a lot of saves there.
Yeah, but he probably had the spells. Did he have the spells up on him? Oh yeah, the Auric Hearthguard have done no damage from shooting, but that's sort of one of those things.
But they
Do
go
the
for a
steam
charge.
tanks? Do the steam tanks have the monster keyword?
No,
No. Cool. Just War Machine.
just one machine. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to know how many buffs you had to put on those Storm
Yeah.
Fiends to do that sort of wounds. Yep. So he's
Ooh.
failed both of his charges on that that unit that's popped up. So that's a turn of them standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're stuck.
See, it would have been even another thing if you'd pop up on this side and made that charge, and then you have the chance at the double as well. You could have double scored that point.
Yeah, exactly.
So, although he didn't make the charge anyway, but sometimes your mind works funny. I know
Sorry,
it does.
guys, I know we're having a bit of static. We'll try and get that sorted as quick as we can for you.
Yeah, right. We got a bit of feedback, do we? How's that, guys? Is it any better?
So Jarrod's just one priority. Oh,
Well, okay, right. So Gavin
Yes.
didn't cap that top objective.
it looks like the wall's staying there as well.
So I better change this. And the cities have won the priority. We better change this back. See, that's how preemptive I was. The Fyreslayers are a bit behind now. They'll have to play the catch-up game a little bit. So the cities, have they used any command points or? Okay. So there's a command point up his sleeve, which I imagine will probably get used shortly. Okay. Righto guys, we've just got some technical difficulties. I'll just change my mic over and try and fix that static up a bit.
So we're just trying to get this fixed, guys. Is it still pretty bad?
Yeah, righto. So Hayden's just trying to change his mic over now. Thanks for letting us know that we had a bit of static there. One of those things. We really need to probably have the headsets or something in so we can hear what's going on. But that's a bit too professional for our sort of show. So we've got Jarrod pushing hard over onto that one side, which is probably not a bad call, to tell you the truth, being that he's ahead on points and he can sort of, even though he'd be sacrificing some of the Hellstorm's power, if he doesn't shoot him off this turn, he can block that other unit out from getting near his objective. So it's very interesting not getting that center objective on that next turn. I think is a really painful thing for the Fyreslayers. Needed a bit more of a run, or maybe move a bit further in that first turn to try and get there. So by the looks of the measuring here, we're going to see the end of those little units as long as the shooting goes like the shooting should go. And now we've got Hayden back, so
Hopefully that's fixed the problem, guys.
yeah, hopefully that's a bit better. Anyone?
No.
Still no better? Are we still static as guys, or what? Yeah. So the little unit's been targeted. by the tank commander again.
So
Two.
mix is still pretty bad.
Mine's bad, is it? How's that, guys? Keep talking. They're telling me to keep talking, guys. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to. But so the little units, they've got the target lock on them, so we might even see the end of them, which will be interesting because then now that the Fyreslayers have everything on the table, they'll really need to be a bit careful with that, because if these units get wiped out here, then there's not much defending that home objective against the steam tanks. It won't take much to take it unless the big unit of Hearthguard can just sort of spread out. But now that Gavin is behind on points, it's very hard to play defensive with those Hearthguard. They're nearly going to have to push in. Righto guys, I'm just going to sign off for a sec while I try and fix this fucking mic problem. I'll be back soon. Righto, guys, and we're back. Is that any better? Is that any better? Because now we've even lost track what's going on. The chat might have to tell us what's going on. So the Herrocon's just done a heap of mortal wounds to the rune smiter that was hiding over here behind the building and killed it, which is a big deal because that'll get rid of any battle shock immunity that other unit there had.
Oh, the unit 10 berserkers are dead as well.
Yeah, so that objective, the home objective of the Fyreslayers is looking very light on at the moment. That's for sure. But it's funny though because there isn't many models to take it.
Yeah, true.
Like even with it looking light on, there's only got to be 4 or 5 models on any objective, and the steam tanks can't take it off them.
Yep, that's very, very true.
Although it's interesting. I think the cities are in a pretty good position at the moment, as long as the Hearthguard just don't come down and blow everything up. But it's a bit of it'll be a bit of a hard decision to make for Gavin, because if the Hearthguard come down and blow all these steam tanks up, chances are they're not going to get that objective.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got to really pick and choose, or he's got to try and string some back.
Yeah, and you're going to be missing out on dudes, and I imagine you'll want a fair few of them in combat, but I suppose once the tanks are pinned into combat, they can only shoot at that unit, and if you can get your buffs onto that unit, it's the tank shooting at it don't scare you.
Yeah, exactly.
Although those cheeky little hellstorms are there as well, so if they can't do anything about them and they can go character hunting at some stage, it'll be an interesting game.
Yeah, it'll all depend on whether Jarrod ends up getting rid of those guys at the back, whether they run away or not, or whether he shoots them off. Because if he leaves them there, those hellstorms are just going to get into combat next turn.
Yeah, for sure. But how many wounds are they?
But the
hellstorms.
The hellstorms, they're like 4 or 5 each.
Are they hard to kill?
Not really.
Not really? I'll just quickly check, just for my own curiosity. We probably should have done this off air, but who wants to be that professional? So what do we got? 7 wounds with a 4-up save.
Yeah, there we go.
So they're actually, I don't think they're super scared, other than the minimum range thing's going to hurt them a bit, but they're not
stop them.
Yeah.
Because once they're in their minimum range, they're taken out of the game.
Yeah, that is true. So there's definitely going to be a lot of shooting put on that unit, because why wouldn't you get rid of it? Like Joel said before, it's a scoring unit, and there's not many scoring units in that army, so shoot off what you can. What's going on? Sorry?
The other thing as well is that, are they already within their minimum range?
Well, they shouldn't be, because they have to come up 9 away.
But it's 10 inches for the minimum range.
Oh, it's 10 inches, yeah, so some of them definitely would be. But it'd only have been 9 away from the edge there, maybe, which is another thing that might have been handy to be there. You might have blocked a couple of them out.
Yeah, that's it.
Just making them make the hard choices. So all the shooting's done. And
So
it looks
you
like
kill
5
5,
left.
yeah.
So there'll be a battle shock there. So as long as you don't run a hole in that battle shock, you'll have the opportunity.
They're immune.
Oh, but is there an objective? Are they close enough to that objective?
Yeah.
Yep.
Enemy territory.
Oh, enemy territory. Damn Fyreslayers. So that's massive. That is massive. So it wasn't even the big deal that I thought it was going to be, that rune smiter dying, because they're immune anyway. So the big steam tank didn't quite get in. A bit of a scary thing was if one of those steam tanks can get in and do some damage, they've actually got a chance of being somewhere near that objective there.
And they do mortal wounds on the charge too.
Yeah, so that is massive. How many models are left there, I wonder? They must be the shooters, are they?
Yeah.
We'll just ask our table box. Are they Auric Hearthguard on the bottom side, the shooters? They're berserkers as well, are they? Yeah, right. How many of them's left? There's 5 left, so there's still 10 wounds there. And they'll be immune to battle shock as well. I don't know why, but they just will be. You're looking puzzled and confused, Hayden.
That's just my normal look.
What's going on over there in the chat, mate? Are we sounding any better or what?
No, Zach's just going minimum. Yeah, thought it was minimum 6, but it's minimum 10. Yeah.
Oh yeah, minimum is 10, is it?
Minimum's 10.
Yeah, right. So that is pretty massive.
Cool. So we're going to Gavin's turn. Jarrod has scored 3. Puts him on 7.
He's starting to pull away. That's for sure. But there is a chance of double turn here. And the walls went away.
Yeah, so the walls disappeared.
Which is probably a handy thing for the
for the Berserkers to get through, yeah.
Because they're really, you're nearly at the stage now that you're going to need to do a push, aren't you? To just try and pull some points back.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, the Prayer of Ash has failed. Pressure's on. The tank's putting pressure on.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. One of those things is you nearly want to play all your games on this so you can go back and have a look and see what you've done, eh?
Done that before?
Yeah, I don't know that I want to.
Oh, that's where I screwed up.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like I could have done this or I could have done this.
Gull's coming out going, he likes to run and shoot command trade on the engineer to create some distance with the Hellstorms.
which is a very, very good point too.
Yeah, that is actually a really good point. Because that would be a big thing.
Yeah. So right now they're just kind of stuck.
Yeah. And they have got a massive range, but especially needing line of sight now, that's a big thing. At least you can hide from them a bit. I thought you just still got done over no matter where you're hiding. So
No, they're not bloody Bone Daddy catapults.
geez, those Bone Daddy catapults are good, eh?
Oh man, they're interesting.
They are very good. Although the same thing, they seem to be going in that direction a lot with your minimum ranges.
Yeah, exactly.
Get close to them, they can't do anything.
Yeah, it's good.
Although at least the Bone Daddy catapult has a heap of attacks.
Wow, Prez didn't go off again. So on to moving.
So on the movement phase, no prayers. I don't know how Gemma does this, keeping on top of how many command points people have and stuff.
So it's an update from the floor, guys. Dave won against the Corn.
Yeah, that Ogres is a pretty good matchup
Ogres
against
is
the
really
Corn,
good.
though.
Yeah. Killed 4 Bloodthirsters,
Wow.
Yep.
They must have summoned one, eh?
more than likely. Because they had what? The Incident Rage, Scarbrand,
Yeah, and the Unfettered Fury
and
for the big
Unfettered Fury.
piling.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's pushing down a bit now, eh? Going tank hunting, you reckon?
Definitely think going
Well, the tank commander's also got the artifact that gives him +1 save, doesn't he? So that'll put him on
so
a
he's
2
rocking
up.
on a 2 up. So it depends on how many mortals he can get off.
And if he can actually get there, because that still looks like it's going to be a fairly long charge. He's got a couple of CP banked up, though, so at least he can re-roll that. So that's something. Is there any more updates from the tables? What else has been going on?
So from the tables, we've got. So from the table with Paddy and Paris, 3
how's
buff
that
picks
going?
charged a group of clan rats, did 7 wounds, and the rats saved 6 of them. Only took 2 damage. So not really a good time there.
Not a really good outcome there, that's for sure. I wonder how the Ethereal Amuleted Maw Crusher went if it got shot again by those dirty rats.
Yeah, but
Or if he's been able to get rid of those dirty rats.
well, the Orange Maw Crusher charged 40 Plague Monks and only took 2 wounds back.
Wow, that is
That's
massive
huge.
too. Because he's got Death Frenzy in that list, so whether that was off or not is going to be the thing. But they are made of butter, those Plague Monks. You can kill them, but only taking 2 wounds back is a pretty massive thing.
Yeah, that's huge. Joel's just saying that Gemma is your better 75%, Mick.
Yeah.
Because the stats don't lie.
Yeah, that does sound... I can't even argue with that at the moment. I've got no smart comeback or anything there, Joel. You've cut me deep. You've cut me to the core. That was just brutal. Just brutal, mate. Well, she's got 75% of the work coming up soon, doing all these fucking Bone Reapers, I can assure you. Especially that Mortark. I wouldn't even know where to start looking at him to pony, mate.
I don't know. Do we ask Cam?
Yeah. No, this will be a Gemma job, this one.
Gemma job. Cool.
Yeah, Ham's got enough to do. By the time he finishes my Slanesh and my slaves, He'll be.
He is your slave. And a beautiful human being.
Yeah, that's it. He's onto it. That's for sure. He's been helping us with our sound here. He just fixed that static problem that we were having. Still having a few teething issues. We've done this a few times now, but not enough to get all the kinks ironed out.
Mate. Practice makes perfect.
So here we go. We got a bit of shooting going on from the Hearthguard behind the not from the Uruk Hearthguard that are behind the other Hearthguard or whatever the fuck they're called.
They're all the same, right?
Yeah, except for some have got pow-pows and the other ones have got fucking chains with fire on the end.
Yeah.
Ooh, 4 up saves. Take 3 wounds. Where is that damage? Which steam tank was that put on?
We'll soon see.
Yeah, so he's
Closest one, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Because if it dies,
Makes the charge
makes
a lot
the
bigger,
charge.
yeah.
Well, by the looks of how it looks from here, obviously we can't tell specifically from exactly from here, but it definitely looks like it would make that charge undoable,
Yeah.
impossible even, if that happened.
Definitely improbable.
Then we've got Dave, some dude Kerr, turning up. You're a fucking animal, Dave. Fuck, you're an animal. Oh. Sorry, guys, we just got distracted there for a second. Dave had a malfunction with his pants, so it was a bit rough. It was a bit rough. But I don't know. It's hard to talk about Dave now, though, because so the Grimwrath Berserker just threw his axe and did a wound to the steam tank. Now that's true anger.
Yep.
He's just like, you guys are doing fuck all, so how about I kill the steam tank with my fucking axe? Yeah, it's hard to talk about Dave now because he's not the master anymore. So he's been the master for a couple of years. He's just, what do you call him? How does it work? Just some dude.
Dave, some dude now.
Well, that's what I was sort of thinking. Just some dude. He's just like everyone else now.
Well, he's still the master.
In our hearts,
In
you
our
reckon?
hearts, yeah.
I don't know. I was going to...
Oh, 10-inch charge.
Oh, it's a big charge. Is that off the unit at the
no.
back? Ooh. We're going to have some tied up Hellstorms here for sure.
Definitely.
Watch them just out-combat the fucking Volkites.
Magro is the player formerly known as the master.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. It might be a bit long, though.
Yeah.
Dave, the player that is normally... No, I can't do it. That's too much work for me, Magro. I need you to just come up with something else on the spot there, mate.
Dave, I got fucked over. Oh, fuck.
Oh, fucking hell, Wes. You're a fucking weapon.
Jetstar Dave.
Yeah, Jetstar Dave. I like that. We could nearly do that. To be an endorsement for him. That's for sure.
Sponsorship.
Yeah. Might sponsor him a flight that gets in on time, you reckon?
Get Tyler on that doesn't get cancelled.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's one of those things, isn't it? Every time you fly, you think something's going to fuck up like that.
It's always Masters.
Yeah, I don't know how
Masters.
people put their... I always take my army on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, I just carry it on with me so I can look at it with my eyes. If we turn up and I have no clothes, I don't care. As long as I have my army with me, that's why I've travelled. Oh, the big block's going to go for a charge here with a 4, so that's not quite all it could have been.
Lists are online at
He's
down
spending a
to
command
pairings.
point to re-roll that. And that's a double 1, so...
Oh, no.
I don't know exactly how this game works, but I feel like that's not getting anywhere. This is going to be a big priority coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Because if those tanks can get hold of that objective, I wonder how far these guys are from there. I wonder what that distance is.
I'm sure we'll find out soon once we get into range.
Yeah. One of those things you can't really ask to the table because that could give away some sort of crazy... Well, I suppose at the end of the turn it's not so bad. Yeah, righto. I can't even remember what that's called. It's a Berserk Fury or something like that. The
whatever it
Berserkers
is,
just pop their ability that lets them fight after they die.
The once per game, yep.
Although I'll be very surprised if what's the combat profile like on those guys? Will any of them die? So cruise tools, 3 attacks, 5s and 5s, no rend for 1. So no.
No, not a chance.
Be funny. Now that we've said that, they'll all die. That's in a really good spot. That's a lot. How many points of his army is that that's now tied up?
Seems like the lists are right in front of us.
Yeah.
520 points.
Oh, I tell you what we have forgotten about. That fucking Ordinator and shit's back there as well.
Yeah, the Ordinator one. Oh no, he's got a Grand Hammer, so he can probably do work.
He might smack a couple of them down.
Yeah.
So then those extra pile-ins will actually be quite handy.
Yeah.
Because I definitely wouldn't be putting any damage on those characters. Okay. Yeah, is the Ordinator got a weapon?
There are no artifacts.
No
No damage. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, sort of what we expected there.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon the next turn means, Hayden?
It's going to be tight because we've got Gav will pick up we'll pick up 3 points a turn.
Yeah. So that'll be 5 to 7.
It'll all come down to priority again.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so the Cogsmith took a heap of damage. Well, yeah. What is the Cogsmith? He's got 5 wounds and a 4-up.
Soon see.
Yeah.
Sounds about right though.
Do you reckon you'd go into try and zip those characters off, or would you put the damage into the rocket batteries themselves?
Into the characters, because the rocket batteries are stuck there, and you're not gonna pump you out of combat.
Yeah, that's true. Just trying to kill them off.
Yeah,
So
the characters are what are gonna do any damage back.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
5 wounds on a 5-up save for the Cogsmith.
Ah, right. So the Cogsmith didn't die, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So now I reckon that Gavin's going to be hoping that something there kills at least one of those berserkers, so he can plink that last wound off. All right. So the berserker's in fighting with the steam tanks as well. That must be what is on that bottom side. I must have missed that while we were talking shit. That must be the berserker down there fighting that steam tank. The steam tanks attacked it and put a single wound on it.
Eight wounds left on that steam
But the
tank.
berserker will get to fight again on a 2-up. So I still don't think it'll kill it if it only did 3 wounds on the first pile in, but stranger things happen. I've seen those berserkers do work before.
Yeah, I've seen them do nothing as well.
Yeah. They're a cool model though, that's for sure.
Oh, there you go. Like I said.
Yeah, missed with everything on its second lot of attacks. So that's a very angry looking dwarf doing a not very much.
Headbutting a steel panel.
I will say this game's been fairly evenly matched, that's for sure.
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting this to be over quickly one way or the other.
Yeah,
to
one
be
way or
honest.
the other, I thought that it would be fairly fast, especially on this scenario where there's so many objectives to try and deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
From either army, not really a lot of units to do that work.
Especially with the fact that Jarrod didn't get to do much with his first round of shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit painful. It's fucking crazy that the way Battle Shock's gone though. Like most of these dwarfs are immune, all the new Bone Reapers are immune.
What the fuck takes Battle Shock
exactly
anymore?
Right.
Like you've got Daughters of Cain, which don't take Battle Shock.
Yep.
You've got it's pretty much just destruction.
Yeah, there really isn't that many things.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's an interesting spot in the game. I don't know. Once upon a time, you could tech into lists that would use bravery to blow units up.
Yeah.
Now, just nothing gives a fuck about it.
Yeah, like the whole Anvil Guard in Cities is about negging bravery.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, that doesn't really matter.
No, that's it. Not on the top tables anymore, anyway.
Yep. So Gavin just won priority, is taking that Battle Shock.
Which is good. He was sort of due to win one there. Losing the first two is always rough. But this is 2 to 3, so it's always a big turn.
Yeah, it is.
And we got the Rending Rune coming on, so that'll be interesting. He's obviously planning to get into combat there somewhere. So the standard's been planted as you'd expect. Let's see if we can get his prayers off this time. He's not had very good luck with them in the last 2 turns.
No, not off again.
Oh, brutal. Feels like corn all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Goes up on 3s.
Oh, no firewall
no
either.
wall
Just no
either, yeah.
prayers going off. That must be all that arcane terrain. Just fucking around with the prayers. So what do you reckon? Are we pushing in hard, Aiden? What are we doing?
Yeah, I reckon they're going to charge into the tanks this turn with that big unit. They're already holding it. If they push in with it, that means they're not going to take it back off them. Those batteries up the back are kind of locked in there, so they're not moving anywhere.
You reckon he'll just run in now and grind him out?
He'll just run in here and then just probably Lord of the Lodge, so it's piling in twice.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get that unit where it is capping an objective or contesting an objective and being wholly within the range for Lord of the Lodge. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think if these steam tanks get tied up by that big blob, then it's going to be then it's going to be a problem because it's not even so much that the damage that they're going to do. They're just immediately going to outnumber the steam tanks and take that objective.
Yeah, pretty much. I only need 6 models there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, is it even 6? It depends if the Herocon still in. Being on the other side of that train piece there.
Yeah.
It might be a bit far away.
Might be a little bit far away, yeah.
What's going on in the chat there, Hayden?
So Gabe's just jumped in the chat.
Hasn't he got Masters Committee stuff he should be doing?
Well, he's the King of Queensland now, isn't he?
Old PC Gabe, the King of Queensland. What else is in there? Anything else exciting? Try and fill a bit of this movement phase out.
Asking whether we can leave the audio channel open so you can hear the guys on the table. But we're a bit far away from the table, guys, so you wouldn't actually hear anything other than just
some weird background noise.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit of an interesting spot we are here because the venue's changed last minute. We ended up in the back room, the back corner of a theatre. So we've had to steal another little room down in the back corner. So we're in a very different spot to normal, especially with the players actually being able to hear a lot of things that we say. So we've got to be nice to them.
Yeah. Bethel 40k.
Yeah. Although the venue is got pretty good air conditioning though, so I can get on board with that. That's for sure.
Yeah, especially because it's like 39 degrees outside or whatever it is.
Yeah, and in here it's quite pleasant.
Yeah. I mean, other than sitting next to you. So.
Yeah, well that's it. That's exactly right. And fucking pants malfunctions happening around us.
Fucking hell. It's a steaming dungeon, not a streaming dungeon.
Yeah.
It's hot and steamy here, Gabe. You're missing out, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Where are you, Gabe? You should be here, mate. You should be here. You got a family to look after or something? What sort of excuse is that?
Okay, shooting.
Yeah, that's a fair point there, Pat, that Mortal Corn still take Battle Shock, that's for sure. Although most of the lists that you seem to run, that doesn't matter, there's that many bodies.
Yeah, that's it. Frozen ain't going to watch itself.
Frozen isn't going to watch itself, that's fair enough, Dave.
Frozen axes.
So we've got lots of axes getting thrown at the moment.
Now, does that -1 rend rune, that's only for melee weapons, or is it defected?
I'm not sure, it could be the axes as well. That's something we'd have to chase down a bit of information on. But I am not 100% sure. We'd ask our table boss, but
Yeah, I think they're just checking now.
the rend rune, does that affect
So it does
it's
just
only
affect the
melee.
melee. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be pretty strong if it was fucking those shitty axes as well. Yeah. Now the whole army's got a fucking neg 1 shooting attack. I wouldn't put it past them, but you know. So we've got lots and lots of axes, which I don't expect to do heaps.
Yeah, they're like 4s and 4s.
4s and 5s, are they?
Something like that.
They're not very good, that's for sure.
No.
Bit of chip damage. You can't ever turn back a bit of fucking chip damage.
Yeah, there
that's-
you go.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Old throwing axes. You've got to throw those dice, but who knows?
Yeah. Could always get lucky.
Watch it just kill one of the Hellblasters. Oh no, there's one. No, nothing. So all those axes did 2/10 of fuck all. It looks much like the Free City shooting in that first turn.
Oh, mate. You're not wrong, though.
Yeah. It was sort of not. Here we go. This is the big charge from the Hearthguard. 6 inches. That should get him there. Graham, that's the position he wants to be.
I reckon you would want to be a little bit further than that.
Just to wrap up that back tank, you reckon?
Yeah.
Although as long as they
There are
end up on that
players
side
here,
there, they'll
coach.
be. Yeah, just 20, just a little charity event. Just a little charity event.
So, Paddy tabled Paris.
Oh, Paddy Table,
Yep.
Paris with the Orcs.
Last model to die was a Storm Fiend that ran on a 6.
So, did he win?
I don't know. I didn't get that information. I just saw that got tabled.
I can imagine. Once they get momentum up now, the Iron Jaws, geez, they can do some work.
Yeah. As we
Especially-
saw in that first one.
Yeah, especially if you haven't played them under the new book. Like, they were always fairly choppy, but Jesus, you can make them do some work now. Just that strength from victory, just adding all those extra attacks as they run around the board.
Yeah, that's it. Especially because it's models now instead of
Yeah.
having to kill a hero.
I've got to keep recounting it now
Yeah.
because it doesn't sound right. You're like, I've got 7 extra attacks. And you're like, no,
That's not right.
7 extra attacks can't be right. And then it is. And then it is.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, one of those rules you got to read a couple of times before you really comprehend. There we go. He's got that bottom unit coming now as well,
Yeah.
which should block the tanks in.
So yeah, Paddy did win that game against Paris.
Yeah, righto. Just crushed it. So that Paddy 2 up now.
Yeah, Paddy's 2 up.
So if he makes it to the second day, he might be all right.
Well, there's no bar here, so
Yeah, but that hasn't stopped him before.
okay.
Yeah. So by the looks of things, this is going to be a big scoring turn for the
Yeah.
Fyreslayers.
Looks like the Fyreslayers will score both sides.
Depends exactly in this big block of tanks. I'm not 100% sure where the objective is. Must be sort of there-ish, do you reckon?
Yeah, probably a little bit
Maybe
back.
a bit further down, like
Yeah,
sort of
it'll just depend on.
there.
Yeah, because he's definitely got that other unit of 5 guys in range.
Yeah, righto. That's why he's pushed that in.
Yeah.
And that's all he needs realistically, if not many of them die. How many wounds do you reckon that steam tank's going to have left on it?
I reckon the steam tanks are going to get pumped on that that Hearthguard side for sure. But I don't think the Auric Hearthguard will do very much because they're not very combat heavy.
Yeah. Okay. So the
Because they pile in twice. So spending a CP to fight first, apparently,
oh yeah, with the Hearthguard
with the Hearthguard. Yep.
and
And
yeah,
then-
that'll
and they'll
be,
get that second pile in from Lords of the Lodge.
yeah, that'll be rough. That will be rough. There's going to be that was something that I didn't factor in when they made that charge. There'll be 6 inches worth of piling in.
Yeah, that's it. And getting real close to that objective.
Yeah. I don't know how much is going to be left of the Free Cities army after this turn. Because Hearthguard.
Patty saying Pat Nevin saying that the only worthwhile cause in AOS is 2022 mail order bride.
Where from though, Pat? Where from? There's just so many options. Who's super keen? Who's super keen in the chat? Let us know, guys. The actual name super keen, not just super keen.
I reckon they're keen though.
Yeah, I reckon they're keen too.
Reese.
Oh, sorry, -1 rent.
Yeah, so he's got the Ren rune off too, so that'll hurt the tankies a little bit.
Sorry, damage 1.
So what is this? What is... Yeah, so this must be the big swing into the outside tank now. I think it's going to have a bad time.
Yeah. Because that'll be what, Ren 2?
No,
Ren 1.
Ren 1, yeah.
But they're doing mortal
Wounds on a 6. So 25 attacks into the outside tank, I think it's going to have a fucking horrendous time.
Yeah.
And then I'll get to pile in. I'll get to pile in past. And do horrendous things to another one probably as well.
Yeah.
At least. This bottom one here also took 3 wounds or something from that combat.
Yeah, so if he takes out that first one, piles in again, takes out 2 more,
Yeah,
potentially.
then that will be rough, that's for sure. We got any word on who super keen is yet?
Reese
Reese. Hey Reese.
from Melbourne.
How's it going, Reese?
Hi, Reese.
Wes has been a bit quiet lately. Or is it just nothing that can be said?
Bit of both.
He must have just
14 saves. Wow.
He must have just given up.
So, Steam Tank goes down.
Yeah, well, that's not really a surprise, is it?
Not at all.
Looks like a third of the army gone.
Alright, so
Yep,
second
so now they're
pile
gonna
in.
go in.
Yeah. So definitely won't get as many in this time,
No.
but he's
They're only
definitely
an
going
inch
to hold
each,
that.
or? So 2 inch. Have a bit of a look.
A
We're
bit
all,
of a wig
we're all
and,
learning here. And we still haven't heard anything from Wes. He must have just given up, because that's what he's known for, isn't it?
2-inch range on the Earth Guard.
Yeah, 2 inch range. So there's going to be a lot of them still getting in.
Yeah.
Going to be some hurt steam tanks.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and especially no damage going on that unit of Volkites in the backfield either. So everything's definitely going to be tied up next turn. That's for sure. They'll only be shooting at what they're in combat with.
Yeah, that's it. If they're still there.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, or anything. Well, the Hellstorm rocket batteries won't be shooting at all, will they?
no.
Still a super cool list. Makes me want to go and buy like 4 steam tanks.
Yeah, they're a really, really cool looking army. I'm getting really on board with just these real low model count armies.
Oh, fucking hell. Just not having to move the world is a
Yeah,
massive
exactly.
thing. Well, they don't let Pat Nevin hear that because, you know, he likes to move 300 models every game. So 16 attacks into
One of them.
one of them. I'm not 100% sure which one.
10 mortal wounds.
The outside one. So it's already taken a few wounds too, so it just took 8 mortal wounds and died
one's
from
dead.
mortal wound spike. So the next one. This is the commander though, so his saves a little bit better.
Yeah, he's +1, so he's on a 2-up save.
So this will be interesting. Fucking Hearthguard. I would like to see that happen. Just a blob of angry dwarfs tearing apart a heap of steam tanks driving in a row. Remember, 8 mortal wounds.
Wow.
Oh, far out. He may have got no prayers off, but holy fuck is he putting some mortal wounds out.
Yeah.
Dave Kerr's coming over here. Or Dave, some dude, Kerr. is coming back over here, and that concerns me.
Jetstar Kerr.
Yeah, Jetstar Kerr. So he's got 3 wounds left on his commander, so that's something. I thought it might have died after taking 8 more wounds.
Yeah, it's if Jarrod gets another go, that steam tank will heal as well.
Ah, yeah, true. Will it heal enough to matter, though?
Probably not, no.
Because it can't escape. It's blocked in there for sure.
Yeah, because that back one will still survive.
Yeah.
No wounds taken, no.
Oh, that's all right. So we've still got 2 tanks left out of the 4.
Yeah, but he definitely will take that objective. He definitely holds the other one, and he still holds the back one.
Yeah, that's it. And I think this is just bodies everywhere now as well. So
Yeah.
I imagine that this unit here is on that and that. So even if one steam tank was for some reason able to sneak out, it's not going to be enough to
Yeah, I think
to actually take anything.
Yeah, I think Jarrod is pushing Pooh up.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing shit
hill,
uphill at the moment. That's for sure. Anything else exciting going on in the chat there, Hayden? Or any table information? Everything's just a bit quiet at the moment.
Quiet. No, they're all talking Slaves to Darkness, which is making me
A bit excited.
a little bit excited. Happy I'm sitting under a table, otherwise I'd be
that's
real
exactly
embarrassed
right.
right now.
Because it is Slayers, those new models, man. How good are those new
Oh,
models?
mate, Kaon, his new rules.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
Even the Shrine's decent.
Yeah.
There's so many good things. Endless spells are good. I'm actually interested to see. I should have jumped on there and had a look. I didn't even check what the Chaos Sorcerer does now.
Yeah, so the commander's
back.
Yeah. As per usual with these kind of models that are great at shooting,
It just didn't do much.
just didn't do much yet.
But yeah, I didn't actually check out what the Sorcerer does. Does it still have its Oculus
Yeah,
Vision
it still
type
has the
thing?
Oculus, but the Oculus is going to just reroll all saves.
Oh, really?
At least the one on... I looked at the one on Manticore, and that's what the one on Manticore was, so I can only
Really?
assume the one on...
That the other one's the same. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Manticore. I even forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. Where are we? Ocular Visions. In your hero phase, pick a friendly mortal Slaves to Darkness unit wholly within 12. Reroll save rolls for attacks until the unit's hero phase.
Yeah, that is good. Especially because there'll be a fair few high armor things in there.
Yeah. It's fantastic for throwing on Archaon too.
Yeah, or Vanguard.
Or Vanguard.
It looks like Vanguard will be interesting. They'll be able to do be a bit of a hammer and be a bit of an anvil as well.
Yeah.
And there's a game. Oh, the tank commander's down.
Yeah. So
the Grimwrath is actually doing some work here, although it had already taken 8 mortal wounds or something. didn't
yeah.
it?
So Commander's gone. 1 tank left.
Sad day for the Free Cities.
Yeah.
Especially the poor Greywater Fastness. They had to try and tow all this shit out through that dirty swamp that's around their place, eh? Yeah, I'm pretty confident to say this is all she wrote. I don't think there's going to be
Yeah, I
much
don't
more.
think there's going to be very much more going on here, unfortunately, for Jarrod. He had a good lead.
Yeah, it was looking
It's looking good for a while there.
good for a while there, that's for sure.
And then the Hearthguard came and do what Hearthguard do.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, so 2, 4, 6.
It was definitely one of the things that was worth saying. Like, as much as I would have liked to saw that unit pop up here, popping it down here so then it could get into those characters was definitely not a bad choice.
Yeah.
So this must be all of the crew fighting.
Yeah.
I can imagine they're going to do a lot. At least these guys aren't pulling and attacking after they die anymore.
Yeah, you're right, Joel. It was the target priority for those first 2 turns.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, because he definitely wasn't in a bad spot. It could have went either way. We got one wound that's went on to the Hellblasters, which I think is a pretty minimal thing after this.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't really know what can be done next turn to try and pull this back.
Cogsmith is dead now too,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of stuff is dying. Now the Ordinator needs to step in and wipe the rest of them, and then he can start shooting and stuff again.
Yeah. And if you start shooting stuff, I think it's a little bit too late.
Yeah, I think you're right.
'Cause then
Because you're still not going to... Although...
Can't get the
Oh, I was
points.
going to say the
which means-
characters. That Grimrath's hiding in here. I was going
Yeah.
to say there mightn't be any characters there for the aftersave, but there is.
Yeah.
That Grimrath sitting in there after killing that Steampunk commander. What's going on in the chat there, Hayden? There seems to be lots going on. You don't seem to be telling me much. There's just not much G-rated stuff.
Enthralled by this game, mate.
Dennis and Joel are trying to.
So the last Steampunk's got a single wound left now.
Dennis has been grudged by Joel for SAGT.
Oh.
Here we go.
What's Joel bringing? I suppose you can't
Something narrative, apparently.
Yeah, but you can't really fucking ask him. He changes it all the time. He'll be like, guys, I'm going to take this. And then next thing he'll turn up with something different, just trying to game you hard.
Yeah, at least it's not like saying he's going to bring Seraphon and then rock up with Daughters of Cain. No one ever does that, though.
Yeah, you've got to be a Nick to do things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the end of the turn for the Fyreslayers going into the Greywater Fastness turn.
And that was a big scoring.
Yeah, that's a big scoring one.
And I think we're too late in the game, Jarrod, to do much about this.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. What's going on over there, Hayden?
So, Dennis has accepted the grudge.
Oh, he's accepted it. What's Dennis going to take? Because he's not going to have his fucking Bone Reapers painted. Do I need to paint my Bone Reapers, you reckon, so he can take them?
Yeah, more than likely to know what happened with Corn.
Yeah, and no, well, that's what happened with Feck.
That's happened with the fact. There you go. No, it's probably... I don't know, he'd probably take Feck down, wouldn't he?
Yeah, well, he
Dennis?
could. That could happen. He just won't get it finished and then paint, and then take the Feck instead.
Yeah.
I still don't think Feck are bad.
I think it's still good. They're still winning games.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're not winning everything anymore, but you know.
Yeah. It's because there's other stuff that does that now.
There wasn't for a long time, that's for sure.
Snake Daddy Hiss.
What's the Snake Daddy in?
So the Snake Daddy's here.
I didn't know he was still about, that guy. I haven't heard from him in so long.
Yeah.
He'd be just converting hard, getting ready for King, I imagine.
Oh, mate, I've got to remember to send in some bits, actually.
Well, he'll be painting Slanesh, that's for sure.
Cool. Awesome. So,
The Cogsmith shooting. Just trying as hard as I can to turn the tide.
you can do it, friend.
Yeah.
We believe in you. He's doing what Scraggrot tried to do last game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the final stand.
You will not take my kill points.
Yeah. Oh, yep, so the Hurricaneum's focusing on the...
Didn't realise Hurricane was still alive, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd forgot the Hurricaneum was there. It just wasn't helping anything with saves.
Yeah. Oof. 7 mortal wounds.
Oh, well, that should nearly get rid of them.
Just
Leaves
one
one
left,
alive.
yeah.
Oh. That's rough as. Has he got anything else he can flick at it? I wonder, has he got anything else to throw? I think they're just working out now what can shoot and what can't shoot.
Yeah.
One of them nearly has to shoot at that Carl remaining, don't they? One of them would nearly have to shoot at that Carlex remaining, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It just depends whether they can or they can't, depending on that minimum range.
Yeah, well, he said the outside one can shoot, so
That's good.
you'd have to be shooting at that to just try and get some more shooting, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
6. One thing as well, because
Yeah, righto. We've got the steam tank firing now,
Yeah.
trying to take a few of them down. What have we got? Have we got any table information coming back, Hayden? What have we got going on?
All table information's disappeared on us.
It's gone.
Yep.
It's gone. Evie's just disappeared. and no one's talking to us in the chat.
Allowed to shoot. Hit it.
What's that?
Still have to shoot the closest unit, even though you can't actually hit it, don't you? You don't actually have to shoot the
Closest unit, but
no.
if it's in combat, you
Yeah.
have to shoot at it.
Yeah.
Which is where his drama's been with that. Those guys being in combat with him, that's all he can shoot, and he can't shoot that because it's under his minimum range.
Just means he can't shoot.
Although maybe he meant those two aren't in combat now,
Yeah.
so they can't shoot him because he's too close.
Yeah.
But they can shoot other things.
No, I just think you can't shoot.
No, you'd be able to shoot. You just wouldn't be able to target anything inside that minimum range. So that's right. Those two can't shoot at him to try and open him up. The others up to be able to shoot because they're too close. And they couldn't move any further away because they were in combat at the start of the shooting phase still. He just needed to plink off one more mortal wound. Although he did 7, so he did pretty well.
He did real well.
If he'd plinked off one more, he would have been able to get them out of combat and then actually start shooting. But I don't know that it really matters at this stage. Because there's nothing to go out and actually take the objectives back.
Yeah, because they're 3-inch move, they're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, especially with that big block of Hearth guard still there. So he's trying to get rid of the Battlesmith, is it now? To try and get rid of that save bonus. It's one of those things that needed to happen a bit earlier in the game, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Just try and get rid of that. Try and get rid of that guy.
Yeah, the fact that they all the prayers didn't go off either, and this is still happening. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But I think it's one of those things.
So, first one did no wounds. The second one going into the banner bearer.
Hasn't he got the banner bearer got some sort of bounce off or something like that though?
That's only when the
Or is that when he dies?
the Auric are in range to pass wounds over. Do you mean?
Isn't that a unit of Auric there though?
Is it?
Yeah, up next to him. I'm sure that this unit here
Yeah.
is a unit of Auric because they were shooting as they come in at that steam tank.
Yeah. So he'll probably be passing on. No wounds there either. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's it's one of those things. I reckon if the Fyreslayers win priority, I think the game's in the bag anyway, but if the Fyreslayers win priority, they'll just mop up in the next turn. And then the even if they don't, I think it delays the inevitable.
Yeah, that's it.
With what's left, you're never going to clear that big unit of Hearthguard.
Yeah, I think it's
Not this late in the game.
no. Doesn't really have anything that will do the damage needed to clear them. And Jarrod will only score 1 point here.
Yeah, this turn.
Yeah.
Alright, so the Lord Ordinator's got Gaia Strike, does he?
Oh, interesting.
It's a wonder that he didn't do any damage.
Yeah, because he's 2s and 2s then.
Yeah, is he 3s and 3s with the big hammer?
Might be 4s and 3s.
Still, 3s and 2s.
Yeah, 3s and 2s is still.
Fairly reliable.
Yeah.
It's a strange artifact to have there. That's for sure.
So Carl's dead. Unlucky
Yeah.
Carl.
So now they're free to shoot, but we're past the shooting phase, so they're not doing anything.
Yeah, game of AOS on next patty.
Oh. I think this is going to be it. So
Yeah, I think very much probably go to see a handshake soon.
yeah, I think so. Although they're on the stream, so they might just play it out anyway. But I think we can definitely see where it's going. So this tank's only got 1 wound left too, doesn't it?
Yeah. About to get double piled by some lovely.
You wouldn't even need to double pile though, would you? I don't think there's any CP left either.
No.
So it doesn't matter, it's going to be dead, and then...
And there's still Ren 1.
Yep. And that'll be that. That'll be all she wrote.
Stop, it's already dead.
big combat.
Game over, more Slaves to Darkness hot takes.
What was that?
Slaves to Darkness.
Who's asked for more Slaves to Darkness hot takes? We do get off track a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, not as far off track as we get in the podcast, but we're not lost in the woods like we normally are. We've still got the video in front of us, so that's something. Although I don't think there's...
Yeah, right. So 23 attacks going to the Steam Tank.
That has one
Here comes
wound
the
left.
Mortals.
Yeah. And then next turn, that blob.
All right.
No
wounds.
mortals.
No wounds on the Steam Tank
Oh,
yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Righto. Sorry, guys. We had a bit of bad information there. I thought that Steam Tank had taken... It only had one wound left, but it hadn't taken any wounds yet. That's changing as we speak.
Yeah.
The mortal spike has gone through. And we got Dave, some guy Kerr here, or Jetstar Kerr, just watching because his game was over so quickly. And then Paddy's holding his hands. And his game was over quickly as well.
So that,
But
yeah,
that
that
tank's
last
got
one's
2
on
wounds
two,
left. At least it gets to do something before it dies.
No, he's not here, Wes.
Who's Wes looking for? No, he was going to come, but he had to pull out at the last minute. Yeah, I reckon this is pretty much over. What do you reckon, Hayden? What do you reckon, Hayden? Should we call this and have a talk to some people, get some hot takes on some stuff?
Oh, I think they're rolling it out now. Let's see how they go. Who wins priority? Yeah,
Oh, he won it.
Fyreslayers
So that's it.
won
That's
yeah,
game.
that'll be game. Yeah.
Righto. We'll shut this down and we'll grab a couple of people and we'll have a bit of a chat.
Out of it.
Yeah, can I just say, who the hell has been
Like this whole area,
area.
smells like farts.
Yeah, it just.
Is there a camera on us? There's no camera.
There's no camera.
You'd have to change it over.
I mean, how are you gonna know?
Otherwise, at the moment, you just.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're still playing.
Yeah.
That's your chat there, Pat.
My chat. Oh, sweet. Oh, look at the chat.
Talk about anything. The game stuff.
Okay.
How'd your game go, man?
Yeah, good.
Tell the fine people at home, good. You goddamn fool.
Yeah, it was all right. You know, it wasn't too bad.
What are you playing?
That's none of your business.
It is my goddamn business. I'm probably playing you next.
Well, what if I don't want to play you then?
Well then, fuck yeah. Pat's playing 2 more crushes, 2 war chanders, and 12 pigs.
Can I just let you know right now that you're an idiot? Everyone's already seen me play on the stream.
Well, I haven't, so that's not everyone, is it?
So, you know, just saying, oh, well, Pat's playing this. Yeah, like, everyone knows, mate.
Oh, maybe the people who don't know, like me, will benefit from this. So right now, I'm benefiting from this.
So what are you playing?
I'm playing ogres, more tribes.
Yep.
You know, on that hype train, on that bandwagon.
Yep.
Tier 1 baby, all day.
Ooh, yep. So you got some. I'm assuming there's going to be some Kerr tech happening right now.
Some Kerr-tech.
Yep.
Not really, I don't know, man. I don't think ogres really had that much tech, to be honest. They're kind of like, it's kind of like as much tech as your army.
Yeah, there's no tech. It's just blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just point at something and say, this thing is doing this, and then I
And-
move it,
And then it dies.
and then I try to charge.
Should we actually talk about the game, or are we just going to talk to each other?
I don't even know what is going on with that game.
Oh, okay.
It's over.
The game's over, which is
Red Rover.
which is sad, but at the same time good. I mean,
Who would have thunk?
Who would've thunk it?
30 Hearthguard.
30 Hearthguard Berserkers.
Pulling in twice before you even get to hit.
Yep. Oh, don't forget the neg one to win, bro.
So,
Oh, we got some chats. We got some chat going. I should actually probably pay attention to that.
yeah, read out some chat.
So
Baby.
who we got? We got Joel McGrath. I have no idea who that guy is.
John McGrath is a bit of a ledge. He's from Bendigo.
He says hi, Dave.
Hey, Joel. How's it going, man? Long time no see. About a week.
Well, first of all, you still can't see him, so I mean,
Yeah, well, it's not my fucking problem. Stuff around here.
just saying.
There's
I mean,
lacking for my beautiful features.
yes, there's a lot of lacking of beautiful features.
On your side of the table.
No, I'm. What are you talking about?
It still smells like farts.
It does. This entire area. I'll just to let everyone know at home that this entire area smells like farts, like proper fart.
For anyone not in Queensland, outside is literally liquid hot magma.
Yep. It's like you literally are walking. Think someone pinning you down and then
Dutch ovening
Dutch oven in your open mouth.
with fire.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. It's literally not pleasant.
So you won your second game, Paddy, against
Yes.
the 12 Stormfiend, or 9 Stormfiend list.
Yeah, 9 Stormfiends.
Yep.
Yeah, so I played against Paris.
Paris
Yep.
Hilton.
Yep.
One night in Paris, except Paddy had one game in Paris, and he got pretty deep.
Well, I was going to say it definitely was. I was in. Like,
Yeah, you're in deep.
Yeah, well, it's only going to be 2 inches, but it was in. So yeah, no, but it was a good game. Made a mistake. He did make a mistake, and I capitalised. Just walked in, dropped down the crusher, mate. Just walked in and.
I heard, because you're being so coy, that one more crusher killed 40 plague monks with and took 5 wounds back
It actually.
from death frenzy.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
So it turns out, for any budding Skaven players out there, putting your plague monks in the flying D formation, it helps on the ice skating rink, but it definitely does not help
On the battlefield. No.
on the battlefield.
No, not at all. No, it just turns out more crushers just walk in and do 38 wounds. That was good.
How many wins?
38.
38.
Yeah,
Isn't that on the lower average?
probably. But I did 2 or 3 mortals from the destructive bulk.
Yeah, so they're all dead.
They all died. Yeah.
But I mean, you did 54 wounds in your first game, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. That was.
Turns out,
Who the hell is Strike Hammer?
I don't know.
Dennis.
Dennis.
Oh, he says he misses me. Well, Dennis,
Dennis Floyd.
I don't miss you, so that's fine. Yeah, well, after I play someone, when I go 10 inches deep, they develop an emotional bond with me. So
Yeah, you've literally made a soul connection. A part of you will always stay inside of him.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
that's how babies are made.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So-
Horace says I'm sober, and you know what? He is completely right. I am sober.
This is a dry venue.
Yeah.
So, Mr.
this-
Patrick,
This is how I know because I'm making it to round 3. So
well, we could play for the first time ever.
yeah.
We've played before, but you actually haven't made it past the first turn.
Well, I made the turn 4. Thank you very much in my head. But,
Yeah, maybe in the urinals you made it to turn 4. You're definitely not on the table.
This was at Runax, for those of you who are wondering what was going on.
Let me tell you about the best game I've ever played,
Yep.
and probably the best game you've ever played,
Yep.
where you took the first turn
Yes, I did.
and you deployed your entire army in one blob on the 24-inch line.
Certainly did. It was.
Yeah.
I was having the best time of my life.
And then you gave me the turn and I said, right, I'm done. And you looked at me deadpan and were like, are you sure? Are you serious? Is that your turn? Like you were just about to fuck me.
Yep. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
And then you spent 20 minutes of the next turn fumbling around and putting models just wherever you wanted.
Yep.
And then you just bailed.
Yeah. That was good.
And I never heard a sensible or coherent word out of you for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that was pretty much the game.
I'm pretty sure I called the cops.
You did. It was not enjoyable. Mainly because I wasn't wearing pants at the time, but you know, that's a different
Oh, I
story.
took them off you too.
Oh, really?
I needed to set the scene
Oh, okay.
for when they arrived,
Yeah. Well, look,
So-
that's just common sense, really, isn't it?
so that you went to prison.
But I didn't go to prison because I'm very slippery.
Yeah, right.
Mainly because I greased myself up before our game. I'm not stupid.
Back to games.
Yes, back to games. So, Mr. Kerr, who did you play round one?
This game's still going.
It is still going, mate.
Oh, no.
Well, actually, we should.
Hurricane just left.
Yep.
No, it just retreated. Oh, but that's right. So, my second game, I played Khorne.
Yep.
Now, I'm of the opinion that Ogre Moor tribes do Khorne kind of better.
Yep. I'll be honest, I haven't read too much on the tribes myself, but I'm going to say that's fair just because, well, that being said...
I'll tell you about them after our game.
No, why don't you just go in-depth right now and just discuss it?
No, probably not. I might leave it till the end of our game.
Oh, okay. All
Well,
right.
while it's happening, I'll tell you what my stuff does when it happens.
Oh, okay. I'll also tell you that my army has a 2-up save that you can't rend with rerolls. So
It's fine, because I'm going to hit your army off the table with my hands.
I dare say this game will end in hands being thrown. So yeah, it'll be sweet. It'll be
It's going to
sweet.
be a good game. Yeah, so I went in, Torrents of Blood, Gore Pilgrims.
Just so you know, someone on the chat just said everyone does Khorne better than Khorne, Dave. So
They probably do. It's probably an almost very factual statement
yeah,
at this point.
yeah.
I still definitely think they've got legs.
Yeah, well, everyone says that
They've all got
because
two. Except the dogs.
anyway. Yeah, well, that's fair, but I'd say they're still relevant. Just people aren't used to the new stuff at the moment. That's all.
Yeah, like Jaws and Big Ra and more tribes
Yeah.
can now just kind of run at you and kill you.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, but that's just a meta shift based on the books that have dropped.
Yeah, it is. So everyone was talking about shooting being the hot ticket. What do you reckon?
I think, well, it depends on books and how everyone perceives it. Like, metas change based on everyone's
Perception?
perception.
So you're getting real deep on a Seopath.
Oh, always.
You're getting like existential.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm at the third knuckle, so that's how deep I'm going.
Yes.
We're with third knuckle deep.
With my whole hand in there as well.
Yeah.
So you reckon shooting's like good at the moment? You reckon shooting can beat the current
It can.
Toy Boys?
It can't. Well, I actually think it goes on the opposite. So a lot of the armies at the moment that generally beat fast, hard hitting, like your Jaws, like your tribes, like all that sort of stuff, are things like Fyreslayers.
Fyreslayers suck.
Because
I played against those Fyreslayers in the first game.
Yeah.
And the only thing that won me the game is that slippery goblin bounced my way
Yep.
every single time.
Yeah. But like, if you have an army that can just take damage to the chin and just keep moving, like those armies fall apart. Like they
Keep
fall apart so
on
fast.
trucking on. But cool story for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's this story go. Yep.
My Stone Lawn went in,
Yep.
killed 13 of those little punks,
I like to cheat too. So yeah, keep going.
and then he was out of range for his Hermdar, like 12 inches from an objective. So with 13 in the battle streak, he rolled a 6, so 11 fled. So that was 24 from one.
Was there no heroes in range for the CP?
He'd run out of CP. He was greedy. He was piling in before me and fucking...
That's a rookie error. Well, actually, that being said, you know, I nearly just ate the microphone then. Did you just notice that? Is that yeah. So yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So, have you read any of the new Slaves to Darkness?
Red Archaon. He seems like a bit of a baller.
I think everyone's read Archaon.
Yeah. Look, there's a couple of boys up here in the QLD. Maybe
Yep.
a couple of ladies too. I haven't seen them though.
Yeah.
That play Archaon.
Yep.
So I'm expecting to fight him, but I still think a Stonehorn or a unit of Guts can just take him to Browntown.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Even though his Eye of Ed Sheeran's better, reroll 6s.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
So charging in, Metal Cruncher, then all my damage. You'll learn about charging in Metal Cruncher after our game.
Can I just
Or
say,
during.
I've got a distinct feeling I know what ogres do when they charge. Shit dies. I don't think this is like rocket science here. It's not like you're going to pull out and go, ooh.
No, I'm pretty sure this is a form of science.
It's a form of science, is it? Yeah, okay. I disagree. But mind you, I just disagree on you on principle, so it doesn't have to be about anything really.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We got any more questions, Patrick?
Oh, yeah, well, Big Wes has said Queensland is probably the biggest AOS state in the nation. Do you think that's fair?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah, well, we do have a good community.
We have a great community.
Yeah. So you always have some people who are, not so great, but for the most part.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Half of them are buried under concrete now. So.
Yeah, they're gone now. Yeah. There's a reason why Michael's not allowed to do the streaming.
We kill people we don't
Yep.
like.
Yeah. You cheat in one game.
We straight up murder them.
Yep. Yeah. You disappear for life. So
There's a lot of tradies who play this game, so there's a lot of potential job sites out there.
That's right. I myself has gotten rid of 4 people.
Yeah. Yep.
Just don't go in the city.
I don't do it personally because I feel like, I'm not a bad person. I just call the hits.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're more like the ringleader.
So I say this person, and I generally give them a note that explodes after they read it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just me hiding behind the counter, and I put up a lighter, and it starts to burn.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon, Pat? You going to win this event?
We'll see. We'll see, mate. We'll see. Apparently, Horace says tradies get the ladies, and he also says we kill cheats. So, there's that. But yeah, no. I don't know. We'll see. If me and you are playing, it'll actually be our first game of AOS together, so it'll be good.
I think we're going to play next round. In fact.
I actually think you are going to play the other ogre player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be dope.
So it'll be an ogre horde versus whatever.
Because he's got all the glutton. So, have you heard people online calling gluttons glutens?
Yes.
Like
Game's over?
gluten.
So the
is
game
something
is
in
over,
bread.
but we're just going to keep talking because that's how much we love our voice.
Fyreslayers won.
Like last turn,
We've been kicked off.
we've been kicked off, so we're just going to have to deal with that.
Sucker Gemma, I just farted in this seat.
All right. I didn't watch it. I'm still here. I'm still here. Dave's gone, but I'm here. Okay, I've got to go.
Alrighty, everyone. So we'll flip it over to the selfie cam. See if we can work this out. You're gonna have to. We're gonna have to cut all this about,
That'll work.
and then bring your mic over. Just be careful of the stand. So
That'll
we've got to
work.
talk in there. So, Jarrod.
Yes.
We have Jarrod here. So tell us about your list. Your list is really, really cool. Something different that no one sees.
This was a list put together for the Runax Team Championship. I had about 3.5 weeks to take care of it, so the smallest number of models possible was the way to go.
Yep.
It will evolve.
It will evolve.
It will evolve. I'm planning on dropping 2 of the steam tanks to take. I know, they look pretty, but the idea is to get a couple of shield units of handgunners to sit in front of those Hellstorms, just so they can keep firing all game. And then, so that'll be the points from 1 steam tank.
Yep.
The second steam tank's going to give me the mage on top of the Hurricanum, because at the moment I have no magic or dispel ability. And then the extra points are going to a couple of gyrocopters, so that I can run out and capture those objectives, because movement is not my strong suit at the moment.
No, they're a little bit all over the place since you have to roll for them. So the reliability there is just a little bit lackluster.
And as soon as they start getting wounded, they're going to get worse and worse. First game, I think my commander was struggling for half the game, getting 2 or 3 inch rolls. So I need to account for that somehow.
Right. So you were just saying that you needed to slap a list together for Runax. So was
Yes.
it just like, did you look at what you had at home and be like, you know what, I'm just going to have all of the steam tanks and some batteries?
I was talking to Zach, the manager at Warhammer Capella Bar, when we were up at the Toowoomba tournament with you guys, and just sort of, how can we do something really just sort of silly that makes use of a couple of interesting rules, and that's how the list was born. But I don't know, when I made it, I didn't have any of these models.
Yeah, okay.
When Cities came out, I was hoping to reuse my first army, Warhammer army, which was a dwarf army.
Yeah, yeah.
Since they didn't have any dwarven artillery anymore, it meant most of my dwarf army was nothing.
No, yeah.
I didn't have any of the other funky units. I liked my dwarf artillery.
Yep.
So I ended up buying all of this in that 3.5 weeks.
Yep.
The 4 Hellstorms were a third of the stock Games Workshop got in that 3.5 weeks.
Give me all.
Which made it a little bit more difficult for Scott, who went to the Runax as well and was also taking Cities. He had to scrounge some because they sold out very quickly.
Yeah.
No, everything was bought and built in that 3.5 weeks.
Wow.
So,
And then the scheme actually, I really like the scheme, the colours that you have chosen for that. Is there a reason why you went with that? Is it out of a book and you like the scheme yourself? Or you just...
No. Before this army, I was playing Nighthaunt. And I used that same metal on all of my Nighthaunt. Really enjoyed it. Quick and easy, Balthazar Gold, black wash, Balthazar Gold, dry brush back over the top. And it's not a metallic colour you see a lot, so I just thought I'd run with that, but I needed something contrasting, so that light bone-coloured sort of beach-style wood was the way to go. And then I'm hoping everything
really
else
good.
sort of, like the grey-water fastness colours I'm hoping to help pop it a little bit more, little bits of yellow everywhere, but
it does, and the
it's gonna
bases
keep
make
going.
it pop too, because you do have a few of those yellow leaf style burn things on there as well.
that was again just how quickly can I do a base. I haven't done cork basing before, so this was the first army to give it a go, just so I can smack it on there, dry brush it, let it run. So
with the book just sort of coming out only a few months ago as well, are you planning on using your free cities and sort of this style of list for the next 6-12 months? Or
yeah, definitely next year. This is the list I'm taking, or this is the army I'm taking, just with those modifications, getting those handgunners, getting the gyrocopters, and that's it. So,
are you going to CanCon?
I would like to. I can't get the time off to do it.
Oh no!
So I'm the guy who gets to listen to all the stories.
Because this would have been
Before and
really
after.
interesting to see the tests playing down there, seeing how your new list would have gone. We've lost a mark. That's okay. You can just hold it if you feel the need to. It tried to jump off the table and kill you. So that's a bit of a shame, but that happens. What about any other tournaments next year? Have you got your eyes set on anything that you'd like to go? Are you going to stick to local or?
I wouldn't mind doing a bit of travelling. It just depends on how work goes. At the moment, I only get every second weekend off. So if I'm lucky enough it falls on a weekend that I'm off, it's a definite go-to. If it's on a weekend I have to take time off, we'll see.
It depends on the tournament. So you and Jess are going to have to travel up to Toowoomba and have a couple of games with us, I feel, because we see each other all the time at tournaments, but we never actually... We've played. I haven't played Jess. I think Michael's played Jess just as many times as we've played each other, so we have to do a games day and get some people around and to have a barbecue or something as well.
Are there any free weekends that don't have tournaments in them?
Well, it is getting to that stage, isn't it?
But at least after Christmas anyway.
Yeah, I think it'll be next year for sure.
Yeah, anyone who's not going to CanCon will have a little bit of free time.
Well, probably a lot of people probably want to have some practice games, so maybe we can line up something on a free weekend and see what we can do. Yeah, and see if we can have some practice. We're not playing at CanCon, but I still enjoy the game, obviously, so I haven't played for a little while because I've been doing some of the media coverage. So I'll probably forget how to play, so it would be nice to roll some dice.
What are you playing now? Are you still doing...
Well,
is it still FEC? Is it...
No, I've jumped off the fan wagon. That sort of works. And I have had Beast Calls, which I played about 3 years ago. And so I've been sort of waiting for them to get
cool again.
Yeah, because they were all right back then, but I painted up just like 1,000 points. And I've sort of left it like that and then just jumped onto something else because they were sort of getting to the old and outdated back then. And now that they've had a re-release, I think I've got 3 start collecting boxes sitting in the shed, so I need to I need to get them back in.
And it's only like 12 models to play. So.
I know, that's what I like about it too, because I don't like moving a whole heap of models around either. And I don't think I'll be allowed to play any Thunder Tusks because if you haven't heard the recent episode, Michael thinks they're garbage. So
he's wrong. But you've got a couple of options to go with. I mean, even here today, we've got Kerr's list.
Yep.
Who's
got stone horns.
He's got his stone horns in it, but there's another ogre. just
There is.
body strong.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of hefty guys running across the table, and when I saw him, he was doing all right.
They are pretty good. They are pretty. I have got some ogres there as well, so I do have slaves too, but I'm not sure whether I'll jump on that because it seems like it's the fresh stuff that everyone's jumping on. So I might even go back to some Iron Jaws, which I have played in the last couple of years as well. So
I know Jess she wants to jump on the slaves bandwagon.
Yep.
But she's got a very definite idea about what she wants to do. She wants a pony army.
Oh yeah.
She's looking at just cavalry models at
Yep.
the moment. Maybe some hounds to run around as
Yeah,
well.
Lord on
But
Demonic Mount too. Chuck him in there.
going with that sort of themed approach to an army rather than just
That's
take
cool,
all the
though.
combos that everyone loves.
Yep.
So,
But I feel like that's sort of something that's being more appreciated in this sort of day and age with the hobby as well, as people are starting to notice when someone has like a narrative list or a theme to it, and it gets some appreciation, which is good because they deserve it. Like they've got an idea of how they want their army to look. They've picked out models for reasons. They've slapped it together. It all looks very similar, and I really like that.
yeah, it's something that even though you have seen in the last couple of years, there have been some really nice painted armies. Every tournament I go to, there's usually one or two that just really stand out.
Yeah.
Plenty of other really strong, technically painted armies, but unless you combine it with those bright colours,
Yeah.
hasn't grabbed your attention. Now that we're seeing the themed armies come in as well, I'm hoping it's that extra level again of going. We're seeing hopefully technically well painted
Painted
armies,
armies, yeah. And the
something
models,
that
like-
grabs you,
Yeah.
and then something that has a theme, and tick all three of those boxes. You'll be walking away with best
awards.
painted
Oh,
at
definitely.
every tournament.
Because Games Workshop seems to be their models now. I just like I don't think there's a model that I haven't really gone. I don't know whether I'd play that. They all seem to be just amazing sculpts. So we probably will have to cut our interview a little bit short because we have to make time for the next game
Yeah.
as well, and we
Yes,
still have to
we've got
interview
Gavin.
Gavin,
The winner.
the winner of that
It
last
was
game.
a good win. I was lucky in a couple of situations there, but I think that
It was
priority,
looking good at the start, wasn't it?
It was dead at the start because the range just crippled a little bit.
Yeah.
I had my own way for the next turns, but going into turn 4, Gavin winning priority.
A bit of a turnaround.
If I'd had that turn 4,
Pulled it away a little bit further.
maybe kept it. But
Just those hearth cards are just nasty, aren't they? All right, Gavin, you get over here.
Thank you,
And
Gemma.
I hope you shoot the rest of your opponents off the table for the next 3 games that we have. So today,
why I
one
got this
today,
army.
2 tomorrow. And best of luck.
thank you very much.
And I'm sure I'll see you at an event shortly.
Yeah, definitely.
Righto, well, thank you very much.
I'll hand you the microphone.
Yeah.
It's busted.
Oh, right, yeah.
It fell off the table. It's had enough. It's reached that game 3. Thanks very much, Hayden. See you later, mate. Alrighty, so if anyone hasn't met this lad before, please give us an introduction.
Hello, my name's Gavin. I've been playing AOS now for about, 7 months.
Yep.
Came from a woman.
And you have picked up one of the most filthiest armies out there. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah. So I picked up Fyreslayers about 9 weeks ago because I've always loved stunties.
Yep.
You know, I just love fluff.
Oh, I'm sure. This narrative list.
I love the narrative. The models are gorgeous. But yeah, no, it's 9 weeks. I've just set myself a goal to come to Herocon, painted Fyreslayers. I've just been painting for 9 weeks, just trying to get them on board.
Yep.
I've only literally played 4 or 5 games with them, so I'm still learning. I've been playing a couple of games with Paddy,
Yeah, yep.
the Fyreslayer King, and he's been going, "What are you doing that for? You know, just drilling me." So yeah, he's helped a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, it's good.
And the scheme looks really nice too. So if you've only had that army for about 9 weeks, it looks really nice. I like the blue that really pops with the models, and the bases complement them as well.
Yeah, I always I always try and stick to 2-3 main colours. Never deviate too much. To tell you the truth, I'd never used contrast before. I did a mix of contrast with the flesh. I highlighted it all.
Yep.
And I contrasted the blue. They are kilt. and all that sort of stuff. And that actually worked really well, and just did a bit of highlighting on that.
And the shields look really good to you. I noticed you put a bit of blue on some of those
Yeah.
guys' shields, so it really makes them pop as
Yeah.
well. So if you can get that contrast between the colours, I think it makes all the difference and
Yeah.
eye-catching. So is this an army, like are you looking at sort of delving into a few more tournaments now that you've sort of picked up the AOS bug, or what's your...
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll start hopefully getting to more regular events if the wife will let me. Having 2 small kids as well.
Oh,
sort
no.
of
Yes,
pumps the
yes,
brakes
yes.
on things. But
Yeah.
no, I definitely want to get to more events. I've yet to travel far to an event, but I definitely want to get down to Sydney and Melbourne and stuff, play some events. But yeah, no, I want to play some more Fyreslayers, and I try and aim to. I want to try and aim to have a good melee army, a good shooting army. Just so you can mix it up a bit. So that's definitely my melee orientation.
Army, yeah. Awesome. So have you got any, like, now that you've mentioned that you're looking at having sort of a shooting army down the track, is there things you have your eye on with...
So...
This grin on your face says it all.
Look, back in the day, I used to love my wood elves. I do love the aesthetic of the wood elves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I haven't got a Cities of Sigmar book or anything like that. I would like to theme something very wood elfy. But saying that, I don't know. I've got to do some, but just recently I've been looking at the Skaven as well, so...
Ooh, yeah, Skaven's got some really strong shit.
Yeah.
Look, coming from me, just having 2 order armies is a no-go, mate. You got to split it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Order is filth, so
I do like the look of the old Storm Fiends.
Yeah. Oh, well, we've had some very interesting tables. I think matches in here. I think a unit of 9 took off a Maw Crusher and then did 9 wounds on another one in that last game.
They are.
And the Jezzails and the Globadiers, which they're called Acolytes now, but they are very vicious.
They're dirty. I mean, it's another type of filth.
It is another type of filth, and they're really good. They just had a book not long ago either, so you would probably know that already. And if you haven't grabbed it, I would suggest grabbing it.
It's very, very tempting. I'm just getting over bloody painting all this lot at the moment.
You've done it now. You've dived in. You've started you're addicted to plastic cracks, so there's no going back now, mate. You have to buy. You have to get involved.
Need a bigger garage.
It's amazing how many models you've collected, and you don't even realise too. It's just like back when I was younger, and you work it and you just spend all your money. You can't even remember what you spend it on. And now it's the same thing for me with Warhammer. Like you buy all these models, you can't even remember what you buy, and then you go in your garage and you look at all these boxes.
Trying to explain to your wife why you're buying plastic dolls.
Yeah, that is. Well, we're very lucky. But
you two are lucky.
Our friends sort of say the same thing. They're like, so you just spent that one model was $300?
Yeah. She just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
She just, but she leaves me alone, so it's good.
As long as they have money at the end of the week to buy food and pay your bills.
Exactly right. Still putting food on the table.
Yeah, it gets really bad when you can't afford a packet of chips or something.
That's right.
So.
If not, they can eat something plastic.
Sandwich. There's a dwarf here I didn't have.
That's right.
Alrighty, so we better get ready for the next round because we have 1 round left. Hopefully, I wish you the best of luck with that next round. Hopefully, these little Fyreslayers can perform well for you.
Thank you very much.
Although, with that unit of 30 Hearthguard, I can't see why not, really.
Yeah.
Unless the scenario lets you down.
Let's see. We might be up against Storm Fiends.
Well, yeah, then you know what it's like to be an asshole. So.
People are calling me that.
All right.
Thanks, Gemma.
No worries, man. You have a good afternoon.
See you, mate.
Okay, so that puts us at the end of those interviews for round 2. So we will be back. I'll put the break time up. So we'll be back shortly with the last game of the day. So join us in the chat.